Oh, it is good to be back. Hello, welcome back to Left Side Strong Side. I'm your host, Chancels, and joining me, my co-host, Jacob London. And we are back with our annual pre-season prediction special, where we go over everything heading into the NFL season. We're not just talking playoffs. We're talking coach on the hot seat. We're talking tank bowl. We're talking NFL honors. We're breaking all that shit down. But this also is the first year we are doing this show. Well, first year I'm doing this show without Mike Deacon. I started the show with he will be back at some point when a Jets things happen, because it will.
It's the
but until then, we do have someone else fill the seats. When a seat filled up, there's someone I thought of immediately. Unfortunately, TJ Watt would not return my calls, which is fine. He's busy, being the best player in football. But we did get somebody else joining the show for the duration of the 2024 season. Jeffrey Kahn.
Hey. Good to know I'm almost as valuable as TJ Watt in this space.
Look, nobody's perfect. Good TJ Watt.
Exactly.
But before we get into the actual show, there is people looking at me like, why are you on tailgating? It's because I want to give out the very first Topographic, very first Stonks Player of the Week.
Oh, already
to Arizona receiver Tyrone McMillan, who came out and absolutely fucking crushed in the season opener. 10 receptions, 304 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I'm calling it right now. This dude is a stud, and he is going to be the best receiver in the 2025 draft class. So everybody start your trades up. Steelers, if you want to trade up to get him, I wouldn't be angry, because the dude's going to be a baller, and it's going to be great. Until then,
wait. Is Hunter a receiver or a corner?
I'm willing to bet he goes corner. I'm willing to bet he goes corner. But even if he goes receiver, T-Mac is better.
Because Hunter right now is
T-Mac nickname.
Sorry?
There's only one T-Mac. Come on. Yes, come on.
No. This is T-Mac.
You have to earn that nickname. Okay.
All hail T-Mac. 304 yards, 4 touchdowns earns you T-Mac.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, man.
But yes, now with that all said, I'll be back.
Okay.
All right. Well,
all right,
apparently cool. Okay. So let's just vamp for a little bit. Now,
I'm still here. I'm the God, Mike. I'm still here.
The voice of God.
Okay. All right.
He doesn't want to change the light on camera.
Well, do we want to talk about the next let's get a bit more serious, or should we wait until Chance is back on camera to get a bit more serious?
There we go.
Oh, there he goes. Okay, he's back. Okay. Yep.
Now we're in the mode.
Okay. All right. Well, we do need to get a bit more serious. So, Chance, I will give you the floor to get serious here.
Okay. So Ricky Pearsall was shot in attempted robbery, which, if you read the details of the story, kind of fucking wild, where he got shot and took himself to the hospital. It's like he got shot, fought off his own attacker, and then took himself to the hospital to get his own treatment.
Francisco, I wouldn't be paying freaking ambulance fees there either.
Yeah. I bet Uber there pricey too. But regardless, he said to be stable and recovering. But yeah, it sucked for Ricky Pearsall, because that's a lot.
He's officially on the PUP list too. Like
I would assume so. I would assume.
No, even if he's fine, he probably shouldn't play.
Yeah, I know, but it's officially there isn't the, because there was one last year where he had an off-field. I don't know if he was shot, but he had something off-field happened, but he was able to play by week 2, and I can't remember who it was.
Well, I remember Brian Robinson had this exact same thing happen 2 years ago.
SEC players getting shot in the rookie year is becoming way too common in the NFL.
This is such a depressing trend.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I'm glad he's recovering. I'm glad he's all okay. Honestly, it's the best outcome out of a shitty situation. It's the best possible outcome. We've had we've had too many stories so far this year, not just in the NFL, obviously, of just sports players tragically losing their lives. So it's thankful that that's not the story we woke up to on Saturday.
Well, because we had that Vikings player who
the Vikings player who passed away earlier in the year. We just had the NHL player who was killed. Him and his brother were killed in a drunk driving accident. Like, yeah, there's been a few too many of those stories in the last couple months. So, it's good to hear trying to put a positive spin on this of the, like, it's good to hear he's okay and he's recovering and he's stable. And but it does, obviously, there's the football aspect of it all. And that's like, I understand they drafted him because they thought that they were going to lose Ayuk, but it is now, that's all right. That's a hole. That's now a wide receiver that's gone. So, that there is the football side of this as well.
Yeah, speedy recovery, Ricky. Speedy recovery.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Ayuk,
something Chance doesn't want to do.
I don't.
Nice addition.
And you know what?
To the graphic.
Look, I'm not angry. Yes, I am. I'm fucking furious. But I'm not angry at Omar Khan. I'm not angry at the 49ers. I'm angry at myself because this story got me going against. It got me ignoring what I knew was already obvious.
It gave you hope.
It's that it made me forget that ASU is a breeding ground for evil and debauchery, and absolutely nothing good comes out of that school. So you know what? 49ers, they fell for our trap card. This is all part of the plan because of this, we got you to overpay for a mediocre wide receiver. So we were playing 3D chess. Fuck Brandon Ayuk. Like, I hate Brandon Ayuk. I hate ASU. I hate the 49ers. I hate John Lynch. I hate anything 49ers. I hate Joe Montana.
Okay.
I hate San Francisco, the city. I hate Levi
I read this
Jeans.
was the original deal. Like, this was the original deal the Niners offered Ayuk. So, like,
can I say
all of this was
this is the okay, I'm going to talk to this from the Steelers' point of view because, that's what this show is. It's a Bills and Steelers show.
Now it is. It's
from the Steelers' point of view, this isn't great. Like, in terms of a little bit of a slap in the face for what he thought. Like, so Ayuk straight up told the Patriots to fuck off. Like, Patriots were paying him the best offer. They had the best deal possible. And he just went, no, I am not going to the Patriots. No, exactly.
Yeah.
If the 49ers deal was cheaper, but he could get a guaranteed win or something, I would understand that. I would understand, okay, yep, you're all right, it's cheaper, fine, whatever. The fact that the Steelers had a better offer and he just went, I'm not going to the Steelers. He just straight up declined going to the Steelers and went back to the original offer. That's a little, that's
That's a class at ASU. It's a class at ASU to go in
negotiation.
Negotiation. Give a team, go in some false pretenses. The team deal in bad faith. That's what they teach you at that God-forsaken place. That is ASU. And good job, Brandon. You learned well, and have fun in 49er land, blowing double-digit leads ad nauseum in big moments. Have fun, enjoy. I really hope you fucking enjoy.
We'll get a little bit more into the 49ers later, but we actually still get to keep talking about the 49ers, because everyone was saying the Ayuk deal was the big one. It wasn't. This was the big one. This was the biggest. They had to get this one
last minute.
If they went into the season without Trent Williams, that's a problem. That is a big problem.
Yeah, would have been a huge problem. Would have been absolutely huge. But what this has done 100% has gone, yep, we're all in. This is it. Like, especially if they have to pay Brock next year. Like, if they have to pay Brock next year,
you're about to see a lot of these contracts get sold.
Well, so Ayuk, so Ayuk, the reason they were so terrified about that was Debo's next year. Debo will not be on the 49ers next year. Just straight up, he is getting traded. Trent wanted this one done because his money next year wasn't guaranteed. And his was he was the easiest cut. He was the easiest one. We could just cut him and move on. That's now you can't do.
My question is, like, where are the 49ers getting all this money?
They're borrowing. Like, they're borrowing from 2 years from now. Like,
I know the cap is a construct, but where are they getting all this money?
like they're borrowing from 2 years from now.
Some shady.
And if that's why they are straight up all in this year. If they're not, if they do not win a Super Bowl this year, the trade.
What do you mean? What do you mean? If when they don't when they lose the Super Bowl this year?
No, fair enough. Because I don't think any of us will have them winning the Super Bowl this year. But it went. If they don't, we are going to look back on the Trae Young trade. The Trey Lance trade is then going to become.
About to say, I could see John Lynch actually trading for Trae Young.
Yeah, well,
some unknown player.
The Trey Lance debacle, they got away with it because of Brock,
right?
Yeah. If they don't win a Super Bowl with Brock this year or next year,
when
they will have then the questions, because we will start looking back of, well, those 3 first rounders, you would have been able to build
restock
the team and do that. Instead, you're going to have to blow it all up. And that's this is the most talent Brock will ever play with this season. Yeah. This is the most now, assuming they're all healthy, last year could have been the most talent he ever plays with. Sure. Like, that's assuming that everyone is healthy this year. And with the players on that team, that's a big assumption. So we're going to see what happens with the 49ers. I don't know what will, but yeah. Anyway,
I do. I know what's going to happen to this team.
They'll get right there, and then
they're going to get right there, and they're going to blow it again, because that's what Shanahan fucking does. And you know what? I don't feel the least bit bad. This is now my new theme song.
He's just been blasting this all day or all week.
The second they lose, I'm blasting that song.
All right. We also have some big Steeler news.
Yes, we do.
Chance.
Isn't every Steeler news big Steeler news for Chance?
Hell yeah, Russell Wilson's named captain. Leader of men.
Your quarterback for 3 weeks has been named a captain.
You keep saying that. Ain't gonna happen. Russell Wilson's going to carry us to the promised land in the way Brock Purdy never will.
Said the same thing about Kenny Pickett. Oh, wait, I can't say that name. Sorry, bleep that out. I didn't
I already apologized for Kenny Pickett. I've already got my time for that.
I don't know if you have, but okay.
also, Russell Wilson, not even the worst captain we've had in the last 3 years. We had Mitch Trubisky 2 years ago.
That's true. I will give you that. All right. And no, the real Steelers news.
Yeah, this was one that had a lot of speculation. We didn't know. Cam Hayward was really trying hard to negotiate with the Steelers for a new contract. Things seemingly stalled, but things took an upswing in the last couple of weeks, and we got done. Cam Hayward is, I think, under contract now through 2026. I think this is a great move. I think Cam Hayward he's a vital part of the organization. Yeah, he's getting up there, but his level of play hasn't really decreased very much in the later career. Actually, he's one of those guys who's gotten better as he's gotten older. I'm sure injury concerns, but he's 10-time captain, 5-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler. The dude is vital to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's one of those guys you could not afford to let walk out the door. Like, there's no way. There's no way you would let Cam Hayward leave.
Yeah.
He is as much of a Steeler as TJ Watt, as
100%. That's why he also got named captain again. Along with
Yeah,
TJ Watt.
Yeah.
honestly, he is as much like when you think of the Steelers, he is a Steeler the way that Jason Kelsey was an Eagle. You could
Mhm.
never see Jason Kelsey on any other team but the Eagles.
Sure.
Like it's and same with Cam Hayward. I just can't see Cam on
That's
any
the
other
thing.
team.
Like, basically guarantees he is going to end his career as
Yeah.
a Pittsburgh Steeler, as it should be. Like there's I would have cried if I saw Cam Hayward wear another jersey on Sunday.
Mm. All right.
All right,
Well,
so that's gonna
stories.
That's going to do it for news story, which we now get into the meat of the show, our preseason prediction. We have a lot to go over today. So what's up first, Jacob?
Coach is on the hot seat.
I guess that's first. Okay.
All right.
I thought we were going.
Who are we firing this year? Who are we firing, guys?
Okay, here's my prediction. I can't remember last time this didn't happen. 8. Wow. Here's my prediction.
4.
I think it's the first season we have in which no coaches get fired midseason. I don't see any coaches getting
Unless something
fired
goes
mid-season.
drastically wrong.
Unless something goes like horribly wrong. But yeah,
I've got
Then
one.
maybe. Then
I've got
maybe.
one
Maybe.
potential, but of who gets fired mid-season. But I also think,
most likely not.
but you and I very, very vehemently disagree
I
on
think-
this.
Yeah,
so-
I feel like I think I know who Jacob's
I know exactly who it fucking is. Just go ahead.
But no, okay. Look, I don't actually think it's going to happen mid-season because historically they don't do mid-season. They wait till the end of the season. That's how they treated their last coach. But he isn't even my one. He isn't even highest on my hot seat right now. So let's just talk about who I think we all have as the hottest seat currently, and that's
Dennis Allen.
Dennis Allen,
yeah,
100% has the hottest seat in the NFL.
He's never proven that he should be the head coach. So.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, look, the Saints are going
Unless
to be
they're
one of the worst
magically
teams in
really
football.
good this year, then yeah.
I don't know how they're already so far over the cap. They are currently where the 49ers are going to be 3 years from now.
Like the Saints need to fire their GM.
Yeah, the whole look. The Saints need to actually finally just accept it and pay the credit card. The way, like they just keep kicking the can from the Drew Brees years down the road, and it's never paid off. And guys, they're going to be a top one of the worst teams in football this year, and you just need to accept it. So yeah, Dennis Allen, I think, is absolutely has the hottest seat in football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think Dennis Allen, Mickey Loomis also 100% needs to get fired because he allowed this shit to happen.
My next one, and this might be a bit of a hot take, but it's the one that I think is Antonio Pierce.
Ooh, I
didn't think you were going there, but okay.
I don't think they'll only give him one actual year.
I do,
they give him one
and
and a
here's
half.
why.
Oh,
I
wow.
think it's going to be the. I could see I could absolutely see this be we listened to the players and it didn't work.
I feel like they would have to be drastic. I don't know if they're going to be like terrible. They don't have
a quarterback, guys. They don't have a quarterback.
Hey, they got Gardner Minshew. They got left side strong side Hall of Famer Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew's better than several starting quarterbacks. So
They don't have a quarterback. So I think it's going to be one of those unfair ones. But for the last 4 years, a coach has been fired after 1 year, and I think Antonio Pierce is going to be it this season. I just have a gut feel about it. But yeah, so I think because it was so very clearly he wanted a different coach, and the players were basically going to revolt if they got anyone else. So there's too many big names currently available to coach.
Like who?
Belichick's out there. Vrabel's out there.
in their dreams.
Vrabel maybe. They are not. Bill Belichick is not going to coach this team.
No, I know not this team, but you're not allowed to talk to Bill until you fire your coach. And that's
give
going
Belichick
to
power, maybe that would sway him.
And we are talking about one of the dumbest owners in football. So
yeah, but who's not? But Bill Belichick's not dumb. I don't think he'd
I'm
agree
not
to go to
talking
Raiders.
Bill
Well,
going here.
dumb.
I'm talking the owner firing their coach to try and get Bill and then blowing it up in his face. Well, like they did 2 years ago when they tried to get Tom Brady.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But still,
I give Pierce 2 years at minimum.
Yeah, like I can't. Again,
I think I
I
give him
can't
2 years
see. We've seen this. We've seen so many coaches go wrong if they're like getting like too short. Unless the Raiders are downright awful, and Antonio Pierce is making some really bad calls. I don't see that happening. One I could see getting fired, and I don't know why. Unless somebody saves his job, Eberflus. I think Eberflus has been on the hot seat for a while. Unless Caleb Williams saves his job, he's gone.
He might.
Yeah, Eberflus. Eberflus, I think, is absolutely on the hot seat. But I do think that defense in the last couple of weeks started to become really good, especially after they got Montez Sweat. Yeah. That I actually think that there's a groundwork there for him. And if Caleb is good, there might be like if they make the playoffs this year, I don't think he gets fired.
No.
I think if they have the same win total as last year, or maybe one extra, which last season was 8 wins or 7.
I think that's 7 wins. I think 7 wins.
Was 7. If they get 8 wins this year and they're fighting for that final playoff spot, I don't think he gets fired.
No.
So I think he's definitely on the hot seat because if they go worse than last year, absolutely 100% he's getting fired.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't. It would behoove the McCaskies to try and find an offensive coach to help Caleb Williams.
To help Caleb, sure. Yeah.
I think the single worst thing that could happen to the Bears, the absolute worst thing would be that go 8-9, miss the playoffs, and keep Eberflus. It's like one or the other has to happen. They go they get to the playoffs and get some playoff experience and show promise. Or they're an outright disaster. You fire the head coach and go get Johnson or the Texas guy, like Slowick. Yeah, like you know what? Like you do that, then it's like, oh, okay, cool. We're building something here. So I think it's one or the other. The worst thing would be 8-9. Like that would be the worst possible thing for the Bears. But yeah.
Anybody you got, Con?
Mine is well, you said Dennis Allen, but my next one was Brian Dable, because I think he has to prove that what 2 years ago was not a
fluke.
Yeah, he has to make it somehow work again with Daniel Jones.
I feel for Dable.
I do too.
Because like he's clearly a really good coach.
Sure. Bad situation.
He's just got an awful quarterback. Like and the worst part is it was an inherited quarterback. Like it was not one that he picked. And I think that's the worst part about it for him.
He'll be the scapegoat problem.
Yeah, exactly. I don't disagree with you. I think he is definitely on the hot seat. The only way I could possibly see them not firing him is if Neighbors looks good this season, like if Malik looks good, but if the problem is Daniel Jones. Like if that is, and we all think it's going to be, but also like if the rest of the offense isn't good either, like if Daniel Jones just isn't making the throws or whatever, then it's going to be, okay, this is more than just the offense. If that happens, then I think they get rid of him. If not, I could then see them going, all right, let's go get Dak. Like we'll
talk about Tank Bowl later, but unless they get a draft pick. But some other ones I have on my list. I feel like we throw this guy out every year. Robert Saleh, he could very well be.
Yeah, he's on mine.
Yep, he's on mine.
Assuming Aaron Rodgers is healthy, he has to
produce. He has to produce.
Yes.
This season, like we'll talk about it more in the preview. But Robert Saleh's destiny is tied to Aaron Rodgers right now. He was given the leeway last season. If they struggle to open the season, if they struggle in the start of the season, then I think that as long as I think they have to make the playoffs this year for Saleh to keep his job.
100%.
Yeah. Sure. Speaking of, and I can't believe we haven't mentioned this guy yet either, but the one who doesn't have a contract next year, Mike McCarthy.
He's on my list. He's 100% on my
He's
list.
done. I think he's done. I 100% think he's done at the end of the season. Like,
They always kept Jason Garrett for who knows how long.
but here's the thing. They never fired Garrett, and that's the thing that Jerry does. He doesn't fire coaches. He just doesn't extend them. And Mike McCarthy's on the lot.
It's the Steelers
Mike
method.
McCarthy's
It's the Steelers method.
Yeah, and Mike McCarthy is on the final year of his contract. So like. Yeah, the Cowboys are a weird team this year. They're going to be a weird team this year.
Other one on my list, I got Todd Bowles.
Sure.
If Baker Mayfield goes back to being Baker Mayfield, I've never been impressed by Todd Bowles as a head coach. I think last year he was fortunate to have the QB whisperer in Dave Canales on his squad.
Who's now gone. Yeah.
Who is now gone.
And also and it does have to be said, a really light schedule. A really light schedule last season with
well, when you play in that division, then especially
so like I don't disagree. I think if Baker is bad, yes. If Baker is Baker from last year, I don't think so. Like again, if they're an 8-9 team and just missed the playoffs, I don't think he's fired. I think they would have to be bad to get fired. Because I think making the playoffs last year, winning a playoff game gives him the leeway for this year to be mediocre. Not as long as it's not a disaster.
Right.
That's all I got from my list. Do you guys have anybody else?
Have you given your hot take one, Jacob? Because I think I know who.
No, not yet. I'm saving my hot take one.
Okay.
So okay.
That's
so my next. This one's not a hot take. My next one's Dougie P.
Peterson.
Yeah, if the Jags
they struggle again, if they don't make the playoffs,
if they struggle again, given the fall off they had. Hey, my next two are going to talk about fall offs. If they have the absolute fall off that they did last year again this season, like if they're just not if they struggle this year, especially after having just paid Trevor, having built a team around him, he's had 3 years now, guys. Like with one playoff win in the greatest comeback of all, the greatest playoff comeback
against the Chargers, against the Chargers,
but also in a game where the quarterback played horrific. Like it was, it's not a very convincing good win on a coach's resume.
Sure.
And then last season was horrific. If they're not great this year again and don't make the playoffs and Trevor doesn't look fantastic, there is going to be question marks around Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
And then comes the next one who I think is on a hot seat, genuinely. Even and I think even you would agree with me, Chance, if this happened, it's Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
If the Eagles are bad this year, you might not think they will be, but if they are, Nick Sirianni's being fired.
Well, I mean,
yes,
it's the case. It's the same case of like Doug Peterson a few years ago.
Sure, yeah,
it is. It's gonna be that. And look, you and I can disagree on if that's going to happen.
What do you mean we can? We do.
I know, but we both can agree that the end of last year was horrific. Like it was bad.
Yes.
If they haven't improved off that, he is getting fired. And I think because the ending last year was so bad, if they start this season 0-4, I don't think they will, but if they do start this season 0-4, I think he could be fired halfway through the season. I just think he could. I think he could because they will take into account how awful they were at the end of last year. Now, the Eagles don't fire coaches halfway through the season. They just haven't really done that.
Right.
They normally wait till the end of the year. So they probably will wait till the end of the year. But yeah, he's one that I think definitely could be fired by the end of the year. Again, I'm just going to throw him out because I personally want him to be.
Sean McDermott.
Please, I'm begging you. And they're not going to. And here's the
Right,
and that's
because
the
they'll still probably would, you know.
because
Still be
I still got
decent
them winning the division, and they're going to make the playoffs. And
Yeah,
look,
say it.
okay, hey, look, I'm wearing the jersey. All right, I'm allowed my. This is the one that is fairly obvious, but like, McDermott's the one that I just think they're not going to because he's
Because he'll never be bad enough to warrant fighting.
exactly
Yeah,
like they're just not going to be bad enough, but he's never going to get us over the hump. My last sneaky, Mike McDaniels.
The guy that just extended.
They just extended him. That seems.
I know.
Big of them to admit a fault after a year.
Yeah, I think okay. I don't think he can get fired this year. Not this year. But I have if the Dolphins are not good this year and Tua looks as mediocre as he has been his entire career, then there's going to start being
there's rumbling.
We need a scapegoat, and McDaniels will be that scapegoat. I think he gets hired within.
That'd be fucking ridiculous to hire a coach the season after you extended him.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. It's the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Again, not very smart ownership.
It's fair, but like even this is pushing it.
Yeah,
I know. And the last one, who I actually do think will be fired. This is the one that, like, I don't think McDaniels will be, but this is definitely giving away a lot of something in my AFC predictions. Yeah, this is Zach Taylor's last season as the
Zach
Bengals
Taylor.
coach.
Wow.
Please no. I love Zach Taylor so much.
And early banner I'm planting right now.
Oh boy.
This is the team Belichick goes to.
Please no.
Yeah, this is Belichick goes to the Bengals.
I love overconfident Jacob.
for 2 more years.
Tell us about Top Gun winning Best Picture.
This is the best version.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
But it still didn't happen. All right.
I know.
All right, moving on to our next category.
All right.
Look, Super Bowl is the goal for a lot of these teams. But a lot of these other teams are fighting for something, a prize that is arguably even greater than the Super Bowl. That's right, baby. Bust out your chainmail. We're talking the Tank Bowl. Where's the banner, Jacob?
There it is.
There we go. Tank Bowl. And speaking of Bill Belichick, look, we said last year the Cardinals didn't happen. If there's any team I'm looking at to be the first in history to go 0-17, it is this New England Patriots team. I don't think it happens. I think that
they might come close.
I think
like
they'll find a way to get out 1, 2, maybe 3 wins. But
yeah,
I look at the schedule. I feel like they're not going to be favored in any of their games.
Sure.
So okay,
I have the Patriots as one of the 2 contenders.
The last 2 years, the last 2 years that I've been doing this Tank Bowl and all that with you guys, the unanimous, no matter what, everyone, the entire football landscape agrees is the unanimous worst team in football.
There never is. There never is. Yeah.
2 years ago was the Seahawks. They made the fucking playoffs. Last year were the Cardinals. They didn't make the playoffs, and they were not good. But week in and week out, they played with heart, and you could see it every single week.
Sure.
I think that's the Patriots this year. I think they're not going to be good, but they're going to play with heart every single week, and they're going to upset some teams. The one that I think is going to give up within 3 weeks and I am done are the Giants.
That's what
Giants,
so that's the thing. Like I genuinely believe Daniel Jones this season is going to be must-see TV. Like I'm getting
for as long as he's starting.
I am getting 2019 Jameis Winston vibes from Daniel Jones right now.
Are we getting 50 picks, Daniel Jones?
Or we are going to see incredible levels of ineptitude. We have not seen the likes of in the NFL since Jameis Winston threw 30 and 30.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just think you already saw it. Like you saw it on the face of Neighbors when he got drafted. Like when he was just when he got there and he
excited
just like
for a
he
split
was just
second
went
and then realizing,
like he was like, "Oh, I'm in the NFL. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Daniel Jones is my quarterback.
I'm in the NFL.
Oh God."
That
this
was
is
the
my
face
dream
of a
come
guy.
true. Oh.
That was the face of a guy who wanted Justin Herbert as his QB.
Oh yeah, that was the guy
Sure.
who was told you're going to the Chargers, and then they picked Joe Alt. And he was just like, "Oh, kill me!"
Like I was like, where am I going? Oh no!
He just,
But yeah, Giants are going to be up there,
Yeah.
they're going to
which
be
is
awful.
why I think that Dable could stay on to help pick the new QB.
Sure.
That's
So you can
that's
actually, you can actually select it. Yeah.
that's why I'm not. Again, Dave, I don't know if they're going to draft a new quarterback. They might.
They are.
They probably
No,
should.
no, no.
even
I
if the
think
class
they're
is
going to go
empty.
get. I think they're going to go after Dak. Like
Oh,
I think Dak's who they go after because, and they're the team dumb enough to pay him.
But if
$60 million a year.
they're first overall, then why go pay money for Dak Prescott?
Because you can
Yeah,
trade
just
it.
get the rookie
Because
cheap.
you can trade it to build him an O line.
Yeah.
That's why.
I just spend money in free agency on O-line than Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The other and here is this is down the line and definitely conspiracy theory. They keep him for another year so they can get Arch. That's the other.
Arch is not going to be
the second Manning to play for the Giants.
Arch is he's eligible. He's not going to go into the draft in 2027.
I thought no, because last year was his first year.
No, but he didn't play last year. He redshirted. So now he's a freshman again. He's still not starting at Texas. He's going to wait till years later. He's not going to go in the NFL after 1 year of collegiate stats.
Right. I thought he was eligible. I thought he was eligible to go into the NFL in 26.
I think he is, but it just wouldn't be a good idea.
Chances I think it would be smart.
Yeah, well.
But unless you're projected to go
the Mannings, it is the Mannings. Like they will put, yeah. So that's I could see either. That's one conspiracy I have that the Giants might decide to next year. Let's do what the Raiders are doing. Let's be fucking shit and get ourselves a quarterback.
Get those.
Get those draft picks.
Anyway.
Other teams eligible. I think the Broncos are in the conversation.
Sure. Yeah.
Broncos are such a weird one this year. It's all.
But again, they could stumble into a few wins.
The Broncos. Here's the thing: the Broncos could be one of those teams that are fighting for a playoff spot or fighting for the tank bowl, and I don't know where they're going to be because
I do.
I need to see a couple games of Bo Nix, and then I'll make it.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I need to see Bo Nix, and I just. Yeah, because I don't know what Peyton's like coaching right now. So that's the Broncos are a weird one. The Raiders, I think, are the other team that could be in the tank bowl conversation.
The Panthers still from last year.
Yeah, Panthers could still be there.
Still up there.
Panthers absolutely
slightly. Yeah.
Saints as well. Sorry, Saints are a big one for me that I think.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah. Titans. Again, like
I feel like they're like the Broncos, where they could be fighting for a playoffs or they could be terrible.
Yeah. And then
I got the Vikings, given who their quarterback is now.
Sure. After losing McCarthy.
Vikings,
but they could be scrappy.
See, I think both Vikings and I think Vikings and another NFC team that I will talk about later are scraping for the best of the fourth place teams. Do you know what I mean? Like I think the Vikings will have when it's all said and done, we'll look back and be like, oh, they were the best of the teams that finished fourth. But because their division is so much better, like if they were in another division, they would have finished second or third. But because of the North is going to be freaking strong this
Competitive,
year.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway.
Sure.
All right. But that's Tank Ball. That's all. I think that's really everyone we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's Tank Bowl. We're now moving on to the. What are we moving on to next?
The awards.
The awards.
Next up.
We're doing awards. All right. Cool.
All right. Starting off with comeback player of the year. There's actually quite a few candidates for this, especially
There is.
given
I think I might have
given
gone with the obvious one. Yeah.
the criteria change this year, where they've gone, we're no longer considering you sucking last year, and then we're no longer considering you absolutely sucking and then coming back and being good as comeback. So yeah, Jeffrey, go with your
Sure.
go with your
I probably went with the obvious, but I went Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, so did I. I also did.
He literally played 4 snaps, and now, assuming he lasts the whole season and comes back to pre-injury form, it should be him. Not that I want to vote for Aaron Rodgers for anything, but
here's the thing. I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers.
Not even vice president.
Yeah.
I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers happening this year, and that's why he's not my comeback player of the year, because I don't think it's going to happen. I've got Kirk Cousins.
Okay,
That's
sure.
a valid one, too.
Valid.
My thing with Kirk Cousins is
He played like half
Aaron-
a year.
which funny enough, they did. Him and Aaron Rodgers had the same injury. Thing is, Aaron Rodgers had more recovery time than Kirk Cousins has, so I feel like he'll be ready
and that's
to go full speed faster than Kirk Cousins will be.
I don't disagree with that. But there is also a 5-year age difference, and that's a kind of a big deal. I don't think enough people are talking about the fact that Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old.
It's all that ayahuasca.
Tom
He
Brady
looks
has
35.
completely skewed the way we look at age and quarterbacks. Peyton Manning, when he was a limp corpse, was 40, and I don't think enough people are talking about that. So I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to come back from this injury and look particularly good. Other candidates, obviously, Joe Burrow is a big one. Again, I don't think it's going to happen.
If Chubb can play most of the season, maybe him.
Yeah.
But
But he's already
It's
missing
really
4 games,
It's
and that's
unlikely,
at
but just
minimum.
there.
So yeah.
Yeah.
The big one, the one that I flirted with a lot, but then I also went, I don't know if they will consider, I don't know if the narrative will be, is Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, that's one I can see happening.
It could.
That was one I flirted with, but I went with Kirk Cousins, because I just think that's probably where they're going to go.
That's probably 1 and 2 is Rodgers and Cousins.
Yeah.
In the eyes of
All
most
right.
people.
Next up, offensive rookie of the year. Chance, who you got?
I feel like there was an obvious one for this one, and I wouldn't fault any of you guys for taking it. But I'm going to go a little off kilter. I'm going to go someone who is a good candidate, but not like the obvious one. I'm going Maserati, baby. Maserati Marv. I think that with Marvin Harrison Jr., the Cardinals landed Fitz 2.0, and I think he's going to prove that in his rookie year. So, yeah, I'm going Marvin Harrison.
Yeah. He's a really good one. I was really tempted to pick him, this may end up spoiling my later, but I've gone Caleb. I think Caleb, and again, it's the obvious one, but I do think Caleb's.
Look, that's all predicated. Like, if Caleb Williams becomes the Bears' first 4,000-yard passer, he's going to be rookie no matter what.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's the thing. It's a quarterback bias award. It's there's a lot there that I just think that's what they're going to go with. And yeah, Caleb, I think, is going to have a very, very good year this year. So I went with Caleb.
I debated Jaden Daniels, but I also went Caleb, just because there's so many weapons around him, and on both sides of the ball, that we would have to massively screw it up to not be rookie of the year.
And yeah, so I went with So two of us have gone Caleb, and you've gone Marvin Harrison. So
It's not a bad pick, honestly.
that's not bad. No,
Yeah, it's not
again, I think that's 1 and 2 right now.
Yeah.
Like, So, all right, defensive rookie of the year, Khan. I'll start with you.
This one
This is
was
tough.
interesting. This one was really
This
tough.
is tough because, like, in the draft, the first defensive player wasn't even taken until like the 15th pick or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was just looking at like the list of rookies that were in the first, and I was like, and then I just went with I just picked kind of at random, but I picked Dallas Turner from the Vikings.
Interesting.
Just because he should be their top pass rusher, and
I was
you know,
debating him.
coached by Brian Flores. That helps. So I went Dallas
Yeah.
Turner, and it feels like he should have gone higher in the draft from what I.
Oh yeah,
understood.
he 100% should have gone higher.
So,
Yeah, it was just
You should outplay his
right
draft
though.
value.
It was absolutely a offensive draft. Teams just grabbed offensive players. Chance.
This one was tough. I decided to go DB, and I am picking Quinion Mitchell. I think that Quinion Mitchell was probably the best corner in the draft. The Eagles had the pick of any corner they wanted. With Bradbury out for 6 to 8 weeks, he's going to need to make a big impact in a secondary that desperately needs help alongside Darius Slay. And I think Cooper DeJean's a good option for this. I think he's a good sleeper pick. But I do think Quinion Mitchell is going to be I think he's going to really bolster that Eagles secondary in the same way Jalen Carter really bolstered that defensive line. So I'm going Quinion Mitchell.
So I went with a player who has the unenviable task of replacing a player who is in a GOAT conversation.
Oh, you picked Jared Verse?
Yeah, I picked Jared.
Oh.
Because here's the thing: if the Rams are good and their defense is good, he's going to get all the credit. And I think the Rams are going to be half decent this year. So that's why I went with him.
That's not a bad pick.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Again, and the problem, like both of your picks I considered. The problem I had with kind of both of them is I don't think either team's going to be particularly good this year.
Sure.
So, and I think that is going to have an impact on the awards. Like it just does generally. So,
one I did consider was a guy who was really slept on in the draft who ended up going to my team, Peyton Wilson. I think Peyton Wilson could make an impact at a position the Steelers desperately need for a long time.
Yeah. Again, it's the problem is the defensive players went to a lot of bad teams. There wasn't very many, or teams that I think are going to be bad this year. There wasn't very many.
Terry Arnold's another one I could see possibly winning this.
Yeah. All right. Next up, offensive player of the year.
There was a lot of competition for this one.
So back and forth on this one. I went back and forth. I was thinking. I had CJ Stroud in here. I had
McCaffrey won last year, right?
I had Debo. I had Ayuk. I had it was a whole bunch of players I had in here, but I went with the wide receiver who was, I wouldn't say snubbed. Because who won this award last? The player who won rookie last year deserved it, but I'm going Puka Nacua.
Wow, he's got very lofty expectations to match what he did last year.
Damn. Okay.
I just think I think the Rams are going to be very good this year. I have a big belief in the Rams this year. So, yeah.
I think a fully healthy Cup is going to be a problem for that. But
that's
okay,
also true. Yeah.
I think Cup's getting old.
Well, yes, he is, but assuming he stays healthy.
And I think he's getting old, and I think that he's still going to get the defense. The defense is going to go to him, so Puka's going to be more open, and that's where Stafford's going to go more. So. Yeah.
I mean, after last year, I feel like the team will probably key in on Puka a lot more.
I think they've learned now.
I think the NFL has learned their lesson.
But when Cup's still there. So, yeah, I'm going Puka.
Ooh,
Interesting.
I don't hate it.
Chance.
This one was tough. I'm very tempted to say Tyreek Hill, just
Sure.
because I feel like he's going to
Annually, he's
still
always
crush
in
it.
the-
Annually, he's always in the conversation.
Sure.
But you know what? I'm gonna swerve right now because I had Tyreek Hill written down. I'm not gonna say him. I'm gonna swerve a little bit, and I am going to go with Sun God himself.
God, you took my pick. I was about to do.
St. Brown.
That's my pick. I'm picking Amon-Ra.
I think Amon-Ra. Look, that dude's a fucking freak. If you watch receiver, which I didn't, but I've heard things.
I'll get to
That
it.
dude's apparently a freak. And I know he has like a list of things like he writes down what he wants to accomplish, and he does.
I think he wrote down like every wide receiver that was taken before him.
No, he did that, but I think
Yeah.
receiver sold like he wrote the goal and it was like 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns. I think he did exactly that last season. So I'm willing to bet he has offensive player of the year written on his sheet this year. He's going to make it happen. So I think
He probably has MVP.
Oh, look, this dude plays with abandon. This dude plays with the chip on his shoulder, plays with the hair on fire. I think Amon-Ra is fucking excellent. So yeah, I'm going Amon-Ra to win offensive rookie of the year. I was offensive player of the year.
Yeah. So Chance basically stole my thunder, but that's fine. I also picked Amon-Ra. He just got paid. The lines should be really good, so I would.
It's a good pick. It's a really good pick, and I could see it happening. Yeah, obviously candidates Tyreek Hill.
McCaffrey.
Don't believe in the Dolphins. I just don't believe in the Dolphins.
I mean, Tyreek Hill. The whole thing with him was like he's overdue. I think like he's been
good every year.
For a long time.
The problem here is again. I think forever and always going to be Tyreek's biggest problem when he plays for the Dolphins. In September and October, he is going to be electric and look fantastic. In November, December, when people are thinking about the awards, he's not going to look good because they can't play in cold weather. They just can't. They're not a team that plays well in cold weather. So his stats are not going to look as good. And another team like the Lions or the Rams or someone who plays in domes, they don't have to deal with it and they can be electric. And that's what happens. And then their numbers look so much better. And that's where the award bodies go. They go, oh, hang on. Let's be real. The award bodies don't look at anything before Thanksgiving.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's not fucking true. Give me the one last year.
Well, okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. Last year defensive player, but that's also because they just have a hatred of him. But also, and did we all just straight up just kind of write McCaffrey off and just went? He'd have to do what he did.
He has to do what he did last year again.
Again.
Well, when's the last time someone won offensive player of the year back to back?
And that's the thing. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. So that's kind of where I wrote McCaffrey off, even though there's very good chance he could do it again. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, no one's won that award consecutively since Marshall Faulk. He won it 3 times in a row from 99 2001.
Okay, yeah. All right. Next up, just Chance, just.
Right, we know what he's gonna say.
Everyone,
the guy you wanted to co-host the show.
I'm offended that you think I'm gonna let my personal bias affect my pick for this award.
One of these years, you'll be right.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not picking.
He's already won one.
I'm not picking TJ Watt because he plays for my team. I'm picking TJ Watt because he is the best defensive player in the NFL, and eventually, the AP or whoever the fuck goes on these awards, I think it's AP. AP is going to wake up and see that. Instead of giving out
3 years ago or something.
Trophies.
Yeah, I think he won like 3. Yeah, he did win one. So it's not like he's never been rewarded.
No. It's not that. It's the principle thing. Because he has one, but he should have 3, maybe 4.
A lot of good defensive.
He's mad. He's just mad because his brother embarrasses him by going, "I won 3 in a row."
You're goddamn right. I'm mad.
JJ holds it over him at family gatherings.
Yeah.
And it's only because they hate him because look, no other player has led the league in sacks 3 times but TJ Watt. And he's only won for 1 of those years. So I feel like, they're going to be like, we haven't given TJ Watt another award yet. He's the best player in football. He's going to lead the league in sacks yet again for the 4th time. The first player to lead the league in sacks for a 4th time. And yes, he is going to walk away with Defensive Player of the Year. And if he doesn't, it just confirms that the AP hates Pittsburgh.
Got it.
Can't.
So I think my process was just thinking of who hasn't won this award before. So I think I eliminated TJ Watt in my head, even though obviously he's going to be up there. And I eliminated Myles Garrett. And I went with Micah Parsons because I just think I don't like picking Cowboys either. I just feel like he actually hasn't won the award. So I feel like if he's as good as
I made that mistake last year. And
if he's as good as we all expect him to be,
look, it's not a dumb one because it's a contract. Here's the thing: it's a contract year for him. He's going to get paid next year, so
he's motivated.
He'll be motivated. I don't disagree. I think Micah is not a dumb pick.
I do,
but I went with the same logic of someone who's never won it, someone who is high profile enough.
I think I know.
I'm curious. Yeah.
Who?
Max Crosby?
No.
Really?
He's
because he doesn't think the Raiders are going to be good enough. So
it's not a position that wins it very often.
Oh.
I just
Sauce?
No.
Really?
We're
Wow.
going to keep guessing.
I think that there is going to be enough conversation around this godforsaken team. There is going and
I know where you're going.
All of the offensive players I have given to someone else. And the thing that this team is so good at lately is their fucking defense. And I'm going Chris Jones. I think that there was so much conversation around Chris Jones last year. I just think that, and if this defense is even basically, if it's anywhere near what it was last year, I just think that that's where they're going to lean, because I don't think they're going to give MVP to. I think they want to start branching out these awards, considering it's gone to 3 people over the last 7 years, like as in like MVP. It's been very much the same teams winning these awards. And I just think if they go, okay, Defensive Player of the Year is the one that you guys get. This is your one. And I could see that happening. And that's where they give Chris Jones the recognition of as the Chiefs recognition.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard for a DT to actually win this award. The only one who's won it in the last 20 years has been Aaron Donald.
Yeah, and that's why I said, look, I wouldn't be shocked if it doesn't happen, because you're right, it's a really hard award for this position to win. But I could just, I don't know. There's a part of me that goes, I don't know. All right. Khan, Coach of the Year.
I mean, there's several good candidates. Like Andy Reid hasn't won in years, and I saw obviously he's always there. But I went with Raheem Morris because I think the Falcons should be much better than they were under Arthur Smith. Good luck with that chance. And I think they'll give him the recognition if they win the division, they get in the playoffs, they go decently far. I think so. Yeah, I'll pick Raheem Morris.
The thing about this award that it has always been is it's an award where how much did you overcome expectations? So where were you expected to be? Compared to last year, where were you last year compared to where you are now? And again, he has a bit of expectations, but the team around, everyone's kind of acknowledged this team's not very good. We all kind of accept that there's not really anything on this team because they're in salary cap hell. But
Dennis Allen,
he's a very good coach. Fired him the year he's won Coach of the Year. No, I've gone Jim Harbaugh.
Wow.
I think because the narrative there will be, look at what they won despite having no weapons. And
did he ever win Coach of the Year when he was with the Niners?
He did not.
He did not.
Yeah.
I don't think either Harbaugh's will won Coach of the Year.
Got it. Just seeing if
Yeah.
past history would influence them.
But that's also why, like Andy Reid, I don't know if Andy Reid will win another one because
Which is weird.
because every year they're expected to be
Exactly,
one of the
sure.
the best teams. So yeah.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. John Harbaugh did win Coach of the Year.
Okay.
What year?
2019.
2019.
Oh,
I think,
right.
yeah. Not 19 like in the 90s.
Right. Oh yeah, 29. The MVP year. Yeah,
The MVP for
that makes
Jackson.
sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
No, wait. Jackson MVP was
2018.
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was 28. I don't remember.
2019. 2019
One of those
was
years.
Jackson's MVP.
I swear.
2020 was Aaron Rodgers first because that was the.
No, you're right. You're
fucking
right. Yeah,
year.
no, you're right. You're right. My bad.
It makes
Yeah.
sense to award Harbaugh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Chance.
Chance?
Who you got?
All right. Because I've
Don't
come to
do
grips that don't do it.
Don't do.
It's getting so predictable. I'm just kidding. He might not say the name we're thinking.
Let me tell you about Mike Tomlin
Here we go.
and why he's gonna win Coach of the Year. Because he's finally been. Now I'm actually not going Mike Tomlin.
If
Because
he
I
does,
accept
okay.
it.
No. If they make the playoffs with these fucking quarterbacks, then maybe I'll give it to him.
Okay, people keep saying that.
It's true.
You realize we made the playoffs with worse quarterbacks last year.
That's also true.
True.
But no,
I'll
I've
give you that.
I've come to grips with the fact that AP just hates Mike Tomlin, and they will never get him Coach of the Year, even though he's richly deserved it so many times. But I think that I'm going with someone who is due. And kind of like with the defensive player of the year strategy, I think like this guy is due. I'm going MCDC, baby. Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell. Yeah.
I get a lot of
I considered
expectations,
it.
but I think that I think he's a hot shot coach. People love Dan Campbell. The Lions are still great. I think
Mhm.
that he'll get his flowers, like no matter what happens.
Sure.
Like he will get his flowers.
I struggled with Campbell because if they're not a 15-2, 14-3 team, like then the narrative around them is going to be just there is so much hype around the Lions right now. There's so much hype that the narrative is going to be disappointment. And that's my one. And like, look, they could end up becoming a 14. Like, it's so unfair, the expectations that are put on the Lions right now.
So quickly too, yeah. How quickly it goes.
So yeah, that's why I didn't go with Dan Campbell, but he is a candidate.
He's absolutely up there. Yeah.
Other candidates out there.
If Eberflus turns around in a hurry, then
no, that's not a bad one.
Yeah.
Look.
D'Amico Ryans could get it.
I consider
D'Amico
Ryans. Yes.
D'Amico Ryans
That's
is a
good
big one.
Guy who honestly could have won it last year.
He could have, sure.
He could have, absolutely could have. Yeah, that's kind of really all the big ones that
Maybe
be.
honestly another one, Dave Canales.
If he turns
if
it
the
around,
Panthers,
if they're fighting for the playoffs somehow, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like if what's his name actually looks like a genuine quarterback.
Yeah.
Bryce Young actually looks like a genuine NFL starting quarterback. Yeah, definitely could be. So
some sleeper votes. Yeah.
All right, and the big one, last award, MVP.
Yeah.
So I had two. I had one that I had been flirting with that I even said to you guys that I was going to do, and then I backed out. I backed out of it.
Fascinated by what that
Stick
one
to your
was.
guns.
Stick to your gun, goddammit.
I was okay. So spoilers. I was seriously considering Kirk Cousins. I was honest because I
think I remember you telling me that. Yes.
Yeah, I was seriously considering Kirk Cousins because I think the fact, and it wasn't going to be. It was going to be because I think the Falcons have. It was kind of my Jags prediction last year, where Trevor Lawrence, they just have such an easy schedule. They're going to limp their way into. They're just going to absolutely shit their way into a number one seed, and they're just going to point to go, oh, yep, there's our MVP, the number one seed. but because that clearly didn't happen last year, he was never in the conversation, despite being they were the number 1 seed at one point, but he was never in the conversation. So I just went, okay, so they don't do that. So I went with a player who's never won it, player who everyone has said should probably have one at some point in their career. Not having one is considered a slight disappointment. Is a Super Bowl winner. Is the only is one of 3 quarterbacks still currently in the NFL who is a Super Bowl winner, and that is Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford.
Staff?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
I got Matt Stafford. I think Matt Stafford gets his MVP and secures his Hall of Fame spot.
Interesting. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, I would love to see Matthew Stafford win MVP.
Yeah, I like. Look, I'm high on the Rams this year, and like I think the Rams are going to be a good team this year.
Mike in the chat. Okay. somehow he's going to be in timeout, even though he's not on the show right now.
He's not coming back. Like, he's fired.
Chance.
I got 4 words for you.
4 words.
Steelers country. Let's weld.
Fuck off.
Let's pick someone else.
Actually, the one I'm going with your boy, Jacob. Going with Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Because this is the year where Josh Allen gonna go fire God like he has never done fire God before.
I'll do it
It's
myself.
fair.
He's Thanos.
Yeah, like if Josh Allen can get to the playoffs with this crop of nobodies at receiver, then I think he genuinely deserves to be MVP.
Yeah, there will be conversations. I'll give you that. I will give you that. That if he goes full superhero mode, there will be. Now here's why I don't know if Josh Allen's ever going to win MVP. It's the interceptions. It's
that's the problem. The picks are an issue.
I think chances are apparently banking on the fact he won't throw as many.
Yeah, and that is forever and always.
Which he won't, because he's gonna see the crew of yahoos he's had running.
He's not gonna throw. He's just gonna run all the time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If he decides to go full Lamar Jackson, then maybe. Yeah, but yeah, all right, Khan.
This is probably the boldest one of the 3. I went CJ Stroud. I think they got him help with. Speaking of Josh Allen, they got. So Chance hated that pick apparently. Yeah. I went to he's got more help than he did last year. He's already gone through like the rookie struggles. If he runs even a little more, because I don't think he ran that much last year. If he just adds a little bit of rushing, I think that'll help him even more. And the Texans should obviously be really good. So screw it. I went CJ Stroud.
Had to grab my water. CJ Stroud.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I hate that pick so much.
I flirted with CJ as well. But we'll get to that. Other candidates. I can't just.
Obvious.
I couldn't put Mahomes. I just don't know if they're going to give Mahomes another one yet. I just they might.
They might have easily the best one.
Yeah, if he's easily the best one, then I can see him getting it.
Obviously,
the one who I straight up think is in the Embiid and Harden cap of you are not getting another one until you do something is Lamar. I don't think Lamar can win another MVP.
He's won twice already.
No, but that's what I don't think Lamar can win another MVP until he makes a Super Bowl appearance. I think it's the Embiid, it's the Harden, it's that problem of you are now at a cap until you can prove you can prove that you can do it in the playoffs. We're not giving you anything else. We're not giving you any more of these awards.
We really should be talking about TJ Watt for MVP.
I honestly thought you were going to say that.
Unfortunately, it's not happening. Let's be real. It sucks, but it's going to be a quarterback.
Let him have hope.
Let me hope the NFL will do the right thing and recognize how much we need TJ Watt. So it really is the league's most valuable player.
Maybe you have 30 sacks.
Okay, you want to know how? All right. You know what would actually be hilarious? And I could see the NFL doing this. The Steelers win all their games like 10 to 7 or so. Like they're all
All 1-score games.
it's
Sure.
no, yeah, it's all
One
defense.
score and low scoring.
Like,
Sure.
low score, 1-score defensive games, and they give Russell Wilson MVP. They don't give it to TJ Watt. They give it to Russell Wilson. I could see
Russell
the
Wilson's the
NFL
reason why you kept those.
Yeah.
points
Yeah,
in.
Russell Wilson.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
You know, that's the darkest
all right.
timeline.
Yeah, that's chances like I'm kill me.
I mean, I'd be happy because the Steelers winning it, but not like this. Not like this.
Not like that. I'd rather you score some points.
All right. Well, let's go through each division
Yep.
and give our winners. All right. The AFC East. Chance.
I know this is me banking on health.
Ooh.
But I'm gonna swing for the Wednesday. I'm gonna go for the Jets. I know betting on the Jets is a foolish enterprise. Trust me. I remember from 2 years ago I needed them to win the games. We can get in the playoffs, and it didn't happen. But I do think, again, I know I'm banking on health, and it's a big goddamn if, considering where they play. But I do think that a healthy Jets team is the best roster in that division. So yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
Now they have an actually decent backup in case anything happens.
That's true. They're safe from the horrors of Zach Wilson.
Con.
I mean, I think right now he's obviously the best quarterback, Josh Allen, in the division. So I think even just by default, it's going to be the Bills. So
Yeah. Bills Mafia, baby. Bills Mafia.
he doesn't even have to go God mode. He doesn't even have
and
to go
here's
God
the
mode.
thing.
The problem is
Yeah, I think this division's going to be bad. I don't think this division's going to be particularly good this year. And because you are banking 100% on health. Chance, you are 100% right. That is the best roster in football. The problem is has an average age of like 45. So they're going to be injured. Like it's
Hey, look,
you know,
John Rocco won 3 belts at the ripe age of 72, so we're fine.
Because playing in the showdown is exactly the same as playing football.
Hey, I need to go an entire season without Mike Williams breaking an ankle. That ain't happening. It's just not.
As someone who's seen a lot of Chargers games.
Yeah, like it's just not happening. This team's going to get injured. It's going to
every
happen.
team's going to get injured. Yeah.
And this team
can't
especially,
they can't afford
they play on MetLife, and they have that O-line. They're going to be injured.
But they did fix it. They did do a lot to
They did
fix
address
it.
people.
They tried
a little bit. Yeah.
And also a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers that we have not seen play well in
Almost
2.5
2
years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Nearly 3. Like since his last MVP season. Because he was
wasn't bad in
terrible that
2022.
he was bad in 2022. He
really wasn't.
It's
But
bad
that's-
by
that's-
his standards, maybe.
Yeah, bad by Aaron Rodgers. But like, a bad Aaron Rodgers is still better than like
Better than half.
80% of quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah.
But the Jets, I don't see. I love how none of us we've all just kind of acknowledged the Dolphins aren't going to be good.
The Dolphins
I don't
are
think
a
they're gonna
weird
be-
one for me. The Dolphins are a weird one for me. I could see them making the
We'll get to
playoffs,
wild cards. They might be.
but-
You know.
They're just a weird one to bet on for me.
Yeah. All right. So and then also we're all in agreement. The Patriots are 4th place.
Oh,
Last
100%.
in this
There's
division.
no fucking
By
way. There's
quite a lot.
no
And-
world, no
and-
reality, no scenario in which they're not.
Where they're
last
even
place.
third.
Yeah. And I just very quietly from at least 2 hardcore Patriots haters here, we have no sympathy for you whatsoever. We do not care. We've been waiting 20 years for this. Go fuck yourselves.
No offense, GP.
Yeah. All right. AFC North, guys. All right. So Khan, I'm going to start with you. Chance, I'll let you go. I'll get you to go last.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, they should still be good from last year. I'll pick the Ravens.
I think the Ravens have a little bit of a drop off. I think they're the second best team in the division. I'm gonna shock some people. I'm going the Browns.
Talk about
John Watson on your fantasy team?
Talk about baking.
No. So here's
The guy
the
who
thing.
auto-drafted
Okay,
Sean.
so here's the thing. Joe Flacco took
Sure.
this team to the playoffs.
Yeah.
even
Jameis Winston wins.
and like Deshaun Watson, even though he is an awful, horrible human being, is only slightly better than Joe Flacco. So this is more to say how I feel about the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to kind of drop back a little bit. That Browns defense is really good. It's really good. So I think it defensively, that is what's going to propel the Browns to win in this division.
Okay.
All right, Chance.
All right, AFC South. No, I'm just kidding.
Forwards. Steelers, Gonda, Super Bowl. Look, I am not going to come up on this show and pick against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because you know why?
We're just picking division wins, but you just went Super Bowl. Okay.
It starts with winning the division. Because you know who's a better defense than the Cleveland Browns? The Pittsburgh Steelers. You know who's a better quarterback than the Cleveland Browns? The Pittsburgh Steelers. You know who has
actually? Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's close.
I'd be like, it's sad that that's.
You know who has a better coach than the Browns and the Ravens and definitely the Bengals? The Pittsburgh Steelers. So we've only finished the Browns. I think I'm umbrage with. We've only finished under the Browns one time since the AFC North got started. And secondly, look, we won 10 games with the Three Stooges at quarterback last season. Russell Wilson or Justin Fields is good for at least 3 to 2 more wins. Hell, it could be more. It could be more than that. I'm not saying it could be more than that. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be it this year. We're going to have the better defense. We revamp the O-line. Got a run game, pass game. Steelers all the way.
I was told you just smile and nod when Chance talks about the Steelers.
You
I got the memo.
Awesome.
I got the memo.
Hey, cut.
Yeah.
He doesn't have control of the stream anymore. I do. So no, here's you do what I do, which is this is going to be the first time Steelers are 4th in the division.
Hell no. We do not finish last place. You want to be last place? Go play in fucking Cleveland.
I think it could happen.
It's a tough division to predict. Yeah, it's a tough.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could see
AFC North Ball is an acid trip.
I could have seen any of the 4 being first, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Next up, the AFC West.
Yes. I mean, come on. We're resigned, in fact, but also like they're clearly the best team.
I'm resigned.
Not even close.
This is
the only possible competition. I hope Taylor can hear me. Is the Chargers. That's the only team I can see competing with the Chiefs to take the division.
Nah.
Yeah, it's
the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's Jordan's Bulls. It's just where I'm at now with this fucking team.
We can use like the term dynasty basically.
Yeah, like it's cool. We're in the 90s and it's Jordan's Bulls and we're just sitting here resigned to the fact of, can a gambling problem happen, please? I'm begging you.
In the offseason, there were so many Chiefs that were like
arrested
or whatever.
Yeah, I know. It could.
It seemed like there was hope, but then it all got cleared up.
We're all in agreement. Chargers are probably second in this division.
Most likely, yeah.
Probably, yeah. Like if they're not second, that's a problem.
Something's
just because Jim Harbaugh should be a way bigger upgrade on Brandon Staley.
Should. All right, and then lastly, the AFC South.
This is a hard one, just because
back and forth
in the last 2 years, seemingly anybody we picked, they got this division, collapses in the second half of the season. So it's hard.
Last 3 years it's happened.
It was last 3 years. The mid-season collapse is a tradition for the odds-on favorite to win this division. So it could be the Texans.
I went so back and forth. I'm still
gonna say the Texans. I don't feel good about it, but I'm still gonna say the Texans.
I mean, I picked CJ Stroud for MVP, so yeah, I'm going Texans.
I, for the longest time, had the Colts. I had the Colts winning this division because I had for the longest time I did. Look, historically speaking, either the Packers or the Texans, one of them is not going to do well this year. It just historically speaking, it doesn't.
It's like the Lions with the moon.
No, but like it's more. It just historically speaking, where a
But they were
player
both good
comes
last
in,
year.
Has,
Oh, you meant
has
okay.
no, but,
A long enough
but
track
like
record.
has a 1 year, like just
Okay.
rookie season explode. I know Jordan Love's not a rookie, but he basically was last year.
Sure.
Comes in, explodes. They're a really hot favorite, and then they just and then the next year they collapse. Every year it happens. And there's a part of me that really thinks it could be the Texans. But then I saw Anthony Richardson play in preseason and I went, I can't. I just can't.
You're also banking on health there.
Exactly. And I just went, I can't. And that's why I've gone Texans. I'm like you, Chance. I don't feel good about this at all.
Yeah, like and there is one team I could see usurping this title. We'll get to that when we get to wild cards. But yeah, I'm saying Texans. I don't feel good about it, but I am saying Texans.
Yeah. All right. We all in agreement. Titans last.
Yeah,
probably not by that much, but yeah, probably.
Yeah, not by a lot. I don't
All
think
right.
we all, but yeah.
I'm gonna skip the next one because I think that's gonna be the yelling match. So
Okay.
we'll come back to that one.
Oh boy. Okay.
The NFC North. Again, this was one I'm fairly confident on. Again, I don't know of how great they're going to be, but I think they're going to still be a very, very good team, and that is the Lions.
Detroit. Yeah, I got Detroit too.
I debated maybe the Packers, but yeah, it's the Lions.
Yeah.
How weird is that to say? Detroit.
Yes,
The odds on favorites.
we're so confident.
yeah. So, all right. Next up is, I think, where we could be slightly disagreeing.
After hearing you talk glowingly about the
Yeah,
second
it's
team.
I've got the Rams winning this division.
I also have the Rams winning this division.
I
guess I'll be boring. I picked the 49ers.
I
know. Obviously,
like
it could fall
vibes.
apart.
I
It could
do
fall
not
apart,
like-
as
I
obviously, but
don't like the vibes at
What's that?
all. What was that?
Sorry, my phone went off.
That's all right.
Distract.
I just don't like the vibes at all. All right, and then the NFC South.
Look, if the Falcons don't win this, there's a problem.
Yes, they collapsed.
Although we
But
did say the exact same thing about the Saints last year.
We did, and there was clearly a
Tampa
problem.
Bay shocked everyone.
Like there was a problem.
clearly a yeah.
Yes, it should be the Falcons, and I'm also picking.
If the Falcons don't win this division, then we are talking about how long until Kirk Cousins is no longer the starter.
Sure, Penix.
Like
It's the
how long
cult.
until Penix?
Big Penix
How long
energy.
until? No, that's what. How long until Penix
Yeah.
is starting in this team? And that's going to be an interesting conversation.
Mhm.
All right, the NFC East.
This is a tough one just because this is a division that nobody's won back to back since
Back-to-back.
2003.
Yeah. So you guys are all off the hook. I'm not.
You are, yes. We are betting, or at least I don't know about Con.
Yeah,
I'm betting on history to keep going,
Yeah,
and I'm picking Philadelphia.
I'm also picking Philly.
So I've let this be known in our group chat for the last month and a half of my big prediction for the Eagles. This is my biggest prediction all season. This is bigger than the Rams doing well, than the Falcons doing well. This is my single biggest one. Chance and I have a bet on this. I don't actually know what we're betting. I think we just it's
Can you pick a jersey because it's the Eagles?
That'd be
I didn't
fun.
even think about that.
Oh well, no, I do have it. So give your take, and I will let you know what the stakes are.
Update.
Okay, so my actual take, I think Eagles go 6-11. I think they are a 6-win team this season. I think
So they'd be third in the division by
Yeah.
your math. Wow.
Yeah, I think they're behind the
here's what
Commanders.
here's what
Behind the
I'm saying.
Commanders. Whoa.
Here's what I'm
But
saying.
okay, hang on, wait. But our actual line in the bet is 8.5.
8.5. Yes.
That's we
Okay.
agreed to 8.5 be the line.
Now here's my stakes. My proposed stakes. I'm sorry, I should say when you're wrong and the Eagles do have a winning season, You have to do what I did and write a handwritten letter that you will read out on the air and apologize to the nation, specifically Philly.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that. I'll apologize on there right before that.
What's the other side of the bet? If he's
it's
actually
interesting.
right. What if he's right?
What is that a bit? If
I don't know.
you're
I
right?
don't know.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
I have bragging
Also-
rights. I will. If I'm
Also-
right, if I am right about this, I will hold it over you forever. Just you, like I am holding this
What
over
else
you
is new?
forever.
I still gotta get you your shirt made.
Just
for
like the
Rush
bad boys
Dreams.
thing. Like,
Yeah, you do actually.
I still do. That'll be your wedding gift. Your wedding gift will be your shirt.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Also, really quick correction. I was wrong. Harbaugh has won NFL Coach of the Year.
Jim
Both
Harbaugh?
Harbaughs have. Yes.
Both Harbaugh have won.
Okay. Yeah. So I have the Cowboys winning this division literally 9-8 or 10 and like I think
10-7.
they stumble to winning this one. I don't like again, I think both Easts are going to be terrible this year. I just don't think I think both Easts are going to be the least completely. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now with this one. Commanders are going to be that sneaky like
Sneaky good.
sneaky good, but not like good, if that makes sense. Do you know
Sure.
what? Like they're going to be one of those like, oh, that's interesting, but the story of the East is going to be how bad the Eagles were. All right, and then lastly, our Super Bowl pick. All right, Chance.
I don't even know. This could change
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Again, we don't typically do this, but Jacob was insistent.
I
so
want
we're
to
doing
do it.
It's
Yeah, I
funny
know.
because it's
Fine.
funny.
it. Let's say. Well, we got to give wild cards first. Give us wild.
Oh, right.
we gotta give wild
no,
Well,
cards.
sure.
right. Sorry, I didn't. Yeah, wild cards. All right. So, yeah, wild cards.
Let's go. Who's going first?
All right. So my 3 wild cards in
For
the
what division? For conference?
So my 3 wild cards in the NFC, I've gone the 49ers, the Bears, and then the Cardinals.
Ooh.
I think the Cardinals sneak in at the end.
All right.
Just in that 7th spot, there are so many teams fighting for it, and that the Cardinals are the one who sneak in. In the AFC, I go Chargers, Ravens, and then Colts are the ones that sneak in.
It's fucking ridiculous, but okay.
I look, I struggled really
These are
hard
hard. These
with
are
the
harder.
AFC. The AFC I
It's
struggled
hard
with
division
because,
winners. Yeah.
because here's the thing. I struggled so much because historically speaking, it is never the same 4 teams who win the division. And every single pick that you made and every single every single pick Carr made was literally the 4 teams who won last year in the
Yeah.
AFC.
Yeah.
Like it's just that
It seems too obvious.
Exactly.
It
It can't
smells
be.
like it's gonna
And
happen. Yeah.
and it's not going to happen. And so I just like the fact that I only have 4 teams from last year missing out, it would be the lowest it's been in like 7 years. So I really struggled with trying to find teams because I don't believe in the Jags at all. I think Peterson is getting fired this season. Like a lot of these like hot teams that people really love, I just don't believe in. Like the Eagles, I don't believe in at all, straight up. So yeah, that's
What else is new?
kind of why I know.
That's the recurring theme.
Um,
for the
oh,
whole
and
year.
You didn't
the
believe in them when
big-
they got to the Super Bowl last year.
The big one that I don't believe in this is going to sound really weird coming from me because I'm normally their biggest believer.
Bills.
I do not like the vibes coming out of the Bengals whatsoever.
Oh, the Bengals.
It's the whole. I don't have the Bengals. I don't like the
Well, Jamar
vibe.
Chase still hasn't signed. Yeah.
Yep, everything
It's
about it
really
feels
a little concerning.
feels off. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole. And that's why I don't have the Bengals in. I couldn't put the Bengals in. And so by default, I went with the Colts.
All right.
Can't go with you.
For the AFC, after all that Jacob said, now I feel bad about my picks. But the AFC, I went the Dolphins. I think they'll win enough in the first couple months that they should still sneak in. I went the Bengals. I think the Jamar Chase thing will probably resolve itself sooner rather than later, just because both sides want to get a deal done. And then I went the Jaguars because they have to be good. Otherwise, otherwise people are getting fired. So I went the
They
Chiefs.
literally have to be. Okay.
In the NFC, I went the Cowboys because and the Packers, and then I went the Bears. So I went 3 teams from the North are going to make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention that about Packers. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I, for my AFC wildcards, reminder, my division winners are Pittsburgh, the Jets, the Texans, and the Chiefs. I heard that
You only
fucking
went
snicker.
two.
I heard that snicker.
No, you only went with two.
Oh.
So you went with 2 new ones. Okay,
I did, yes, I did.
No, that's yeah. So that's actually that works historically.
Yeah. My wildcard teams for the AFC are the Ravens, the Bills, and I'm also going Jaguars. Just because, like, when you watch the Jaguars last season, and like they're the team that if anybody's going to steal the division out from under Houston, it's going to be Jacksonville.
Oh,
Here's
yeah.
why. I think that, like, when you look at the Jaguars last season, you'd be surprised how many touchdowns got dropped. So I think that the addition of Calvin Ridley messing with his parlays again. I feel like the addition of both Gabe Davis, who from time to time can catch a ball, and but mostly Brian Thomas.
Who we're gonna miss more than Diggs, just quietly.
Mostly Brian Thomas, who I think looked really good in preseason. I think they're going to really bolster that team, and like T-Law is going to get himself back into that upper echelon of quarterbacks conversation. So, Ravens, Bills, Jaguars. Screw any team coming out of Ohio. And for my NFC wild cards, I'm going to remind you, my division winners were the Lions, the Eagles, the Falcons, and the Rams. My wild cards are going to be the Seahawks, Dallas, and the Packers.
Wow, the Niners are not going to make the playoffs.
Now I will preface it. That is just me being petty. That is 100%.
Okay, right.
Fair enough.
Got it.
Okay.
I got you.
If I was being objective, taking pettiness out of it, I would have the Niners in a wild card spot.
Okay.
But since I'm deciding to be petty, because screw that team,
I got you.
I am betting on the Seahawks, Cowboys, and the Packers.
Yeah. So my Packers thing is I pick Texans. That Texans are going to be the one that have a decent season.
By law, only one
by the Jacobs.
No, and that's the thing. Historically speaking, one of them's not going to perform. If they both,
we need to like start charting these.
Yeah, I know.
Someone go back and look.
Yeah. But like, historically speaking, I think one of them isn't going to perform well, and I picked the Packers. That they're going to be the ones that struggle because everyone forgets how bad Jordan Love looked for 8 weeks.
He did.
He was not good those first 8 weeks.
Hey, the Packers
he
looked because they gave him all that money.
That's what I mean. So yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's preview some games. We actually we previewed the season. Let's now talk about the games.
Oh yeah, and also a return of everyone's favorite segment, Stunks. Take it, be ready.
All right, I gotta. Yeah.
It's Stunks or not Stunks. It's like we'll get this timing down eventually.
We will. We'll get better at it. Chance, you need to come up with the actual players.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I will. 100%.
All right. First up, Thursday night, 5:15.
5:20.
Rematch of the championship game.
5:20, I think.
5:20. Sorry. The single biggest game for the Ravens all year, without question. And
other than the 2 times they got by Pittsburgh.
No, this is bigger. This is absolutely bigger. If they lose this, okay. Here's the problem.
Well, it's not season ending if they lose this game, but
they
should. It would help them, obviously.
Look, it might not be technically season ending, but my God, is that going to be hanging over their head all year? And it's going to be mental. It's going to be mentally exhausting for the all season of we can't beat this team. Like they're going to go into the playoffs hoping someone else
play the
beats
Chiefs.
them.
Yeah,
but they've historically been pretty good against them in the regular season.
It's this feels like, and again, and the Chiefs historically lose to teams that they beat in the playoffs. So in the regular season, like in the regular season, they'll lose and then they'll win in the playoffs. So, the huge game. Look,
as a Bills fan, you know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Got the shot in.
I God, I fucking hate this team. But I am going to go with the Chiefs. I just, again, I know they didn't do it last year, but I think this is the big opening and trying to really put a stamp down to putting down a stamp of we are three-peating this year. We are going to three-peat.
Mm-hmm. I don't feel.
Oh, hang on, fuck! We didn't talk about our Super Bowl. Fuck,
Super Bowl.
hang on.
Yeah, speaking
Yeah,
of
we
that.
didn't do the Super Bowl. Sorry. Yeah,
Quick.
real quick. We didn't do Super Bowl because I clicked it. Khan, who you got?
Yeah, this could change every single day until the end of the season. I'll just go with the two teams that should have been in it last year: Ravens versus Lions.
All right, Chance.
You know what? We're looking at this. We got who's got the best story out of all these teams, and you know what? Let's get the Blue Collar Bowl. We're talking the steel mill workers of Pittsburgh versus the auto industry of Detroit. Steelers versus Lions.
I'm holding him to this, by the way. I'm holding this to him
This
as
is set in
his,
stone.
as
You
his
are not
Super
allowed
Bowl
to change
pick.
it.
Yep. And you can hold this to me as well because I'm going to give you the full gamut. AFC Championship game: Chiefs versus Texans.
Ooh.
NFC Championship game: Rams versus Lions.
Oh,
Lions at Rams. So it's in LA.
okay.
The Super Bowl: Chiefs versus Lions, and unfortunately,
Full circle.
the Chiefs
from last
three-peat.
year.
Can I give my hot take? Can I give my hot take?
Yeah.
This is the first year Patrick Mahomes does not go to the AFC Championship game.
He's gonna go.
All right.
That is a hot take. Okay.
That is a hot take.
Like, I am predicting the Chiefs don't even make it to the championship game.
Wow.
That's a hot take. Well done. All right. All right. Good. Got some hot takes.
We
on
would
the
all be
show.
happy
Come
if that
on.
happened, but yeah.
All right.
I'll get back to
All right. Ravens at Chiefs.
Again,
we thinking?
I don't feel good about saying yes to either of these teams.
Yeah.
But I am gonna say I'll go with the Ravens. Oh, I feel dirty. Ravens.
Ooh.
I wish Kadarius Toney was still on this team, then it would be much easier to pick the Ravens. But yeah, I'll be petty and just pick the Ravens.
All right.
I mean, the Chiefs lost last year when we didn't think they would.
I'm going Chiefs.
Yeah.
And until proven otherwise,
Yeah, that's
Chiefs.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Amen.
given that it's his first game with a new team, stonks or not stonks, King Henry.
Ooh. Yeah, he's fresh.
First-
They'll go Stonks.
For first game jitters, I'm going not stonks.
Ooh.
I'm gonna
Derrick Henry
break it
has
down.
jitters?
I'm saying stonks. Yeah. Derrick Henry getting
Derrick
jitters.
Henry has
No.
jitters.
Hell no.
Come on.
All right. Well,
All right.
he stonks then.
Mhm.
All right. Next up, we are going to Brazil.
Ooh.
This is
This
Brazil.
is- There you go.
Packers at Eagles.
Oh, if only Vin Diesel would make an appearance.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Well,
to
I
be
feel
fair-
like I feel like he wants to, but no one's calling him.
But they've never said nah.
yeah. Okay, I will start this one off.
Two teams that Jacob has no faith in this year.
I will
He's gonna
say,
pick.
the NFL has the chance to do the funniest thing ever and have Giselle be the
Ooh.
operating captain at the game.
She does the coin flip. Yeah.
Oh, that would be funny.
Oh,
This one, I'm going with the Packers to win this again. The Eagles, the way, like, I don't think enough people are talking about the fact that Jason Kelsey is no longer on this team.
sure.
Like, that O line is going to have one of the greatest centers of all time, if not the retired and left this team. It's a big deal.
Sure.
Okay, Jacob, how many teams have fallen apart because of losing a center?
How many? Look, but
How many
he
teams
is,
have
and,
had Jason Kelsey? Yeah.
yeah,
I know,
so, like,
it's-
and
Both
also,
points are fair.
okay, and what is this team most known for?
Dude, you get somebody big enough, it's not gonna matter.
They're still gonna do it. Yeah.
They're still gonna do it. You
And
get somebody who's
and-
got the size and the strength and dexterity.
That's all they
it's not gonna
practice.
matter.
Probably.
My other big thing around this team, again, I think the biggest mistake they made is the same mistake they made last year, which is they didn't play any of their players in the preseason. when you have when you have a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator, both of whom have not proven anything in the NFL, really, in the last 3 years. All right. So you can, because Vic Fangio is not a good, he is, look at that Dolphins defense last year. It was not good. And Kellen Moore, remember when we all had hope of him going to the Chargers and he somehow gave made Justin Herbert look like a bad quarterback. So I don't believe in either of these coordinators at all. And that's why I am going with the Packers to win this game. But yeah, it's not going to be good. I don't think this is going to be the particularly selling the game internationally in the way that the NFL
It should be competitive. Maybe.
Possibly.
Nah. It's not going to be a shootout or anything. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going Packers.
I'm going Philly.
Mhm.
I think I trust the roster of Philly more than I trust the roster of the Green Bay at this point. So, yeah, Philly's my pick.
I think I'm going Packers only by a little, just because I feel like they tend to surprise when
Packers
even when they have less talent, quote unquote.
Packers under Matt LaFleur historically also not very good. In week one. In week one, historically not very good.
But maybe they'll be good in Brazil.
Brazil's the cure.
Different country, different outcome.
All right. Next up, we're on Sunday.
Wait,
The
Stunks.
Stunks player.
Stunks.
Oh, sorry.
Let's
Stonks.
pick
Right.
one. Let's pick
Let's keep with the theme of new
players?
faces and new places. Saquon Barkley.
Saquon? No,
Yes.
I'm going not Stonks.
I'll go not Stonks compared to his usual, what we expect from Saquon. So no,
Okay, what is that? Okay, I
having
guess
to
it's
run
not
behind a
Stunks.
Jason Kelsey-less line.
All right.
Plus, Jalen Hurts will probably steal touchdowns.
All right. We are now on to
Sunday.
Red Zone Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And by that, I'm meaning you will only watch this game on Red Zone. Panthers and Saints.
I'll watch the accelerated highlights.
Yeah.
all 2.5 minutes of it.
Exactly.
Yep. Wow, what a barn burner to start the season, guys. That's going to be buried in Red Zone somewhere.
Yeah.
Panthers win this. I got Panthers winning this.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the game's close, but I got
Yeah.
New Orleans.
I got New Orleans.
All right.
They theoretically they have more talent.
I don't believe in
Not by a
this
lot, obviously, but yeah.
at all.
But I believe
And I-
in the
and I-
Panthers
and-
even less.
But here's the thing. I think Panthers have a better coach. And that's the
yeah.
only reason.
Even having not seen him, we actually coach.
We
He might be better than Dennis Allen.
have yet to see Dave Canales as a head coach. I'm not going to give him that yet.
Okay. Yes, but also
but also Dennis Allen.
there's very little coaches out there who I think would be worse than Dennis Allen right now. So, all
That's fair.
right, who you got?
Let's say, again, I was up to this team of new players. Deontay Johnson,
Ooh, the former Steeler.
the former Steeler, Deontay Johnson.
He might get Marshawn Lattimore, right? Maybe. I don't know.
Probably Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah.
Not Stonks, but barely.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Not Stonks, but yeah.
Okay, slight not.
It's
stunts.
also Bryce Young throwing. We need to see improvement from Bryce Young first.
All right. And the other game you will only see the highlights on Red Zone. Vikings at Giants.
Oh Jesus!
Good Lord. We start.
Real great open. Like the NFL really went, yeah, we're going to open the season.
They really only save the good games for prime time.
Yeah.
Time. Every other during the regular
Yeah.
Sunday times, you get nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some rough games this week, I'm not gonna lie. Look. This one I think so this is gonna sound really dumb. I think this game is going to be the best Sam Darnold has looked in in at least since he's been drafted against this team. Just because it's against this team. And
he gets to throw to Justin Jefferson. And,
and for the first time ever, he has a genuine bona fide
number
weapon.
one.
He has never had someone like Justin Jefferson ever.
No.
So I think Sam Darnold, I don't think he's going to be great. And I don't think he's going to have like, everyone keeps saying he's going to have the Baker Mayfield season. I don't think he's going to do that, but I think I think this will be his best. I think this will be his best ever season as an NFL starter.
Yes.
The problem is
That's not a high
all
bar.
of his others were shit. So it's like, this isn't great.
Yeah.
So I'm going Vikings.
Yeah. It's
I'm going Vikings purely because I think the Giants look awful.
Yes, it's Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings.
All right.
Stonks player.
Stonks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Since considering he's the first Giants player to wear the number 1 in like 90 years,
Ooh.
Malik Neighbors.
God, it's so hard.
It's so hard because
Boys.
like he's all they have. So by default, he could be really good.
like
I'll say no.
technically his numbers might be good, but also we're gonna look at it like
it's
he's
empty
open.
numbers,
He's
yeah.
always like no, it's all or it's gonna be he's always open. He's always available. He's always there, and Daniel Jones just cannot get him the fucking ball because he's
So,
either
I'll
on his
think I'm
back.
not Stonks. I'll think
Yeah,
I'm
he's
not.
either on his
More
back
than
getting
Stonks.
destroyed because that O line sucks, or
He's Daniel Jones.
he's Daniel
Yeah,
Jones and
and
can't
it's
throw
off
the
target.
fucking thing.
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm
off
gonna say not Stonks, but it's not because of neighbors. It's
Right.
not his fault.
Yes. Correct.
He's just got to sit down like Robin Williams and go hunting. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
It's
not your fault.
No, by the end of this game, he's going to go up. At the end of this game, he's going to go up to Dable and say, "Get me the fuck out of this team, and please trade me. I'm begging you, please trade me." He's
Please
just like,
bet.
"I am done."
I would rather
took
have
one
Tommy
game.
DeVito.
But can we get Tyrod back, please?
Next up, contender for upset of the week. I don't think it's going to happen,
What do you
but
mean,
this is going to be closer than it has any right to be.
Oh boy.
Patriots at Bengals.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
I'm
Come
not-
on.
okay. Here is why.
Come on.
Joe Burrow has never won week 1.
That is
Ever.
true.
He's
He's
never
never gotten
won
to play
week
this
1.
Patriots team.
The Jamar Chase might not play. Straight up
Correct.
might not play. This Patriots team will smell blood. They're gonna, and
Yeah, and they smell blood like got the teeth of an infant. Doesn't matter.
I know, but look, I
Baby
just
sharks.
think again, I don't think it's going to be. Just telling everyone this is my favorite bet of the week. Absolutely, is betting Patriots at 7.5 points. This is going to be a 1-score game. This is going to be a 1-score game.
Look, Jacob, I hope you're right. I really hope you're right because Joe Burrow.
Unfortunately, I don't think you are.
because Joe Burrow's a little ninja bitch. But
I don't think.
I gotta pick with my head here, and I gotta say the Bengals. But
I think even without Jamar Chase, they should still win
yeah.
by more than 1 score.
All right.
If
so
Jacob's right, we're not going to hear the end of it. But yeah.
I'm saying,
pick the Bengals.
if Jacob's right, I'll be like, fuck yeah, let's go. Yes, thank you.
Again, this is one that I just think Joe Burrow has never won week 1. These Bengals team always get to slow starts. This like the whole thing around this just feels funky.
Are you picking the Patriots or you're just picking them to cover?
I'm picking them to cover. I'm
Okay, okay. You just think Bengals.
I'm
Okay.
going with Bengals to win.
Got it. Okay.
But
I see.
I would not be surprised if on Tuesday next week or on Monday when Chance messages us and says, "What's our upset?" We're all going to say Patriots at Bengals is the upset of the week.
All
Let's see if I
right.
can-
For this one, assuming Jamar Chase does not play,
Okay.
T. Higgins.
Oh, then Stonks.
Yeah.
It's not a given,
technically.
but I'll go Stonks if he
Technically
doesn't play.
stonks. I'll go with.
Because he's gonna draw
Go
a lot of attention from Christian Gonzalez if the Patriots are smart.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But T. Higgins is also motivated. He's playing for money.
He's playing with money.
All right. Chance.
Here we go.
All right, goddammit. Look, you're about to see a Steelers team that you have not seen in a very long time, maybe ever. And you know what? Our ascent to becoming a new dynasty is going to start right here with the revenge game. Arthur Smith.
Against Arthur Smith. The Arthur Smith revenge
Look,
game.
what was Arthur Smith's best stats in Atlanta?
Screwing over the Falcons?
Helping the Falcons lose.
Yes.
And it's going to happen again right here when we torch. It doesn't
I don't know
matter
if that
if the
logic
game-
completely tracks. for
It
your
doesn't
team, but okay.
matter. It doesn't matter if if we're playing at 1 o'clock and that's when Kirk Cousins actually plays really well. We're gonna spoil Kirk Cousins' homecoming to Atlanta, and we're gonna take his fucking chains, and we are going to start the season 1-0.
You do realize your team has Arthur Smith now, right? So
Yes, So it's the Arthur Smith revenge game.
revenge. Okay.
Yo.
Like it was the
And
Nathaniel
you also
Hackett revenge
you
game
realize
last
it's
year.
your team. It's your team to have Arthur Smith without Derrick Henry.
Yes,
Okay, cool. Because that's like the one time he was good when he had Derrick Henry.
we got
And-
one of the
and
best
AJ
defenders in the
Brown.
league.
Yeah.
I think everyone forgets that it wasn't just Derrick Henry. They also had AJ Brown that season.
We got George Pickens and one of the best running back ends in the league. We're fine.
Oh God. Okay. I am going to go Falcons winning this, but this is a lot closer than it should be. And I wouldn't be surprised if Steelers do win this one. But this is a
Oh, yeah.
close game.
This should be competitive. I'll also go the Falcons, but only just barely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And since Chance can't kick me off the stream, I feel confident saying that.
And I'm not going to list the player because everyone Steelers is stonks, because everyone on the Falcons is not stonks. So
yeah. Okay.
Texans at Colts.
This could be halfway decent.
It's been halfway decent game, actually.
this could be
Not
a
all
really
bad.
good game.
Not all bad.
This could be a fun game.
This
This is actually a big game for the Texans. I think this is it's not like they're kind of lucky this isn't a primetime game because it's kind of one of those, all right, where are you? It's a divisional opponent. It's a divisional opponent that could have been you last year in terms of they're a Garner Minshew made pass away from missing the playoffs.
Yeah.
And Colts taking that spot, and Colts then beating the Browns and becoming this team. Like the Texans, this is a big moment for the Texans because it's like, oh no, we are the number one team in this division. Like if they win this game, that's kind of the statement that they need to come out and make. It's like that. It's a divisional opponent. We're a good team. We're winning this. We are winning this division. Big game for the Texans. Is Anthony Richardson going to stand up through the entire game and actually survive? I don't know. But I am going to go Texans in a close one.
Yeah. I'll also go Texas. I think it's not that close, but yes, I also go Texas. I think they show that they're still who they were last year.
that they're still the real deal. I'm also going Texans. For stonks this game, let's throw out Jacob, your boy, Stephon Diggs.
I'm just going to answer it for everyone here because he's a former Bill, and the way that Chance does with his Steelers, no.
He's not even
No. You can't do that. That's not in your contract.
No. I have control.
Yeah, Nico's the number one. It's not even him.
He's going to be their third string by the end of this season. I'm just
maybe.
telling you
If Tank
right
Dell
now. He's going
Dell takes a leave.
He's going to be the number 3 on this team. And
It's a good number 3, but yeah.
I don't believe in Diggs right now at all. I don't know how well he's actually going to be this season. So I don't. Yeah. No. All right. My boys, Cardinals and Bills. This is going to be a good game. This is actually going to be a good game. And we're going to see Kyler torch my fucking safety because I do not. It's really hard. I feel really bad whenever I say this because of what happened in Cincinnati.
Oh boy.
Damar Hamlin's not a starter. He's a good backup, but he's our starting safety right now, and he's not. Yeah, Kyler's going to light up with Marvin Harrison, and this is going to be a close game. This is going to be a really close game, and I'm going to be on hospital watch all season. So have fun with that, guys. Yeah, no, this is a close game.
I honestly thought you would have picked this for upset of the potential upset of the week, because I think
because Bills.
Okay,
Bills.
well, yes, but but I think it's more likely than the Patriots Bengals one. But yeah, I'll still pick the Bills. They're at home. It's their environment.
If this is in Arizona, there'd be a different story.
Right.
But
If this was in Arizona, I'm going.
Wait, was the last time Kyler played the Bills? Was it the
Hail
That's
Murray.
the Hail Murray.
Oh wow, here we go.
yeah,
Yep. That was the Hail Murray.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and say the Bills. Stonks for this one. It's his debut. Let's say Marvin Harrison Jr.
Stonks.
Yeah,
Believe
Stonks.
the hype.
Dude, like against our secondary, yeah. Yeah. It pains me to say that, but yeah, against our secondary, absolutely. All right. Titans at Bears.
This is a good intro game for Caleb Williams.
Sure.
Absolutely.
It's not a super.
The
tough
NFL
opponent,
did for Caleb what the WNBA should have done for Caitlin, which is, hey, we're gonna like ease you in to the NFL. And the Bears, the start of the Bears season is very much that. There's not that difficult of games. Hey, let's get you into let's get you into the NFL so that the NFC can have maybe a half decent quarterback for once. So that's, I can understand why the NFL's doing that. And yeah, I think the Bears win this. Caleb looks really strong, looks really good, and we're all kind of like, oh, they're gonna be scary.
Yeah, I also picked the Bears. I think we need to see something from Will Levis before we start believing in him. So
Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't know.
But besides
he has more weapons. He does have more weapons than last year, but
He does.
Titans are
Caleb has a lot of weapons as well.
All right. Let's say for this one, let's stick on the team of rookies. Roma Dinze.
I'd say not Stonks because he's got target competition in front of him. So I'd say no, at least for now.
Yeah, I think DJ Moore kind of becomes the number one target for this game. I think eventually, I actually think he will eventually be that, and he will become his favorite target. But at the moment, I think, hey, I'll go with the safe hands. I'll go with the ones the ones that I'm comfortable with, and go DJ Moore. So I'm going to say not Stonks. All right, Jags or Dolphins. This is the hardest one to pick for me this week.
Yeah.
That could actually be a good game, not just like, hey, two shit teams against each other. Even though I don't believe in either of these teams, I don't think they're I don't think they're dog shit the way that I think Panthers Saints is a dog shit game. This could be a good game. Yeah. I have no idea who I'm going to go with. I'm again, because fuck the Dolphins, I'm going to say Jags.
I'll say Dolphins. I feel like they always start the year strong.
That's true.
Evidence last year by the 70-point game. So yeah, I'll say Dolphins. That was week 3, but still.
Chance.
Yeah, I think that Dolphins being at home. I think that Tyreek coming in with new energy, especially birthing his own football team, as we come to find out in the offseason.
He's the Black Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. I very much want to see the Hills versus the Rivers kids. See who wins that game. And then winner of that game plays the Nick Cannon Army of Bastards. But yeah, I am going. I'm very slightly leaning towards the Dolphins in this game. For this game, let's have a little fun. Let's say Brian Thomas Jr.
Ooh. I'll go Stonks.
I was going to say
barely.
Stonks.
He should do better than some of the other rookie wide receivers. So.
I'll give a slight stonks to this one.
Yeah.
I think Brian Thomas had like a really good debut.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Russell Wilson Bowl, where he's not part of either of
When
team
he's-
anymore.
he's-
Actually, no one involved. I don't think
Yeah, Pete
anyone.
Carroll's gone
involved-
too. Yeah, Pete Carroll's
Yeah,
gone
I don't
too.
think anyone involved in that trade is still on this team.
I think Noah Fant
On
but
either
that's it.
teams.
Noah Fant,
No fans still on the Seahawks.
No offense, still
No,
on it. Okay,
that's,
yeah.
I think that might be it. But yeah,
Which is ironically the one player who won out of all of it.
yeah.
Like everyone else
Everyone
lost
else
except
lost.
Noah Fant.
It
And
was
remember
like,
when the trade happened, we all laughed. We were all like, "Oh, we feel so bad for Noah Fant. He got sent to the Seahawks. He got sent to the bad team, and he's the one player who
He's
won
the one
the
still
trade."
on that team.
Yeah.
Again, this is a tough one, actually. I'm gonna go Seahawks, but I don't know if I believe in Geno in this game.
Look, Gino's in a place where like he's got his pen, he's got his quill dipped, he's at his desk, he's got his parchment. He is this close to
thinking
riding
right
back. He's very much thinking about riding back. Question is he going to actually do it? Against this Broncos team, though, I still think he's going to lead the Seahawks to a win. So I'm still going Seattle.
So I go see. I don't think it's
If
that
oh
close.
my god, the funniest thing that happened is ended the exact same score as the last time.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
And then the Broncos
funniest
trying to
thing-
kick a 60-yard
No,
field goal.
actually,
again
no.
or whatever.
I think it would be genuinely hilarious if the Broncos won this game.
Sure.
Sorry, but you know the
would be
Broncos, the Broncos without Russell Wilson beat the Seahawks, but with Russell Wilson they couldn't.
Yeah.
It would be funny. But
That
I'm
would be
picking. I'll pick the Seahawks.
Yeah. For
Here you
this
go.
one, let me see. All right. Are we Bo-leavers? Bo-nicks.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
not
if he
yet.
plays the Patriots at some point, then maybe.
Not game one. Not game one.
Okay, wait. Really quickly. Give it like a brief one. If I said JSN.
Ooh. I feel like I expect him to improve, take a leap this year. So yeah, I'll say Stonks.
Nah, not yet.
I'd give
Still
JSN a
not.
slight stonks for this one. Slight, very
I
slight.
think he'll eventually be the number 2.
Well, Lockett's getting up there, so
Luck is getting others.
he's
I
at
think
some
he should
point.
be the number 2 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
All right. Raiders at Chargers.
Fun.
Look, this is
Part of
tough
me wants to
because-
say Raiders just
This might be the lowest scoring
just so
one.
Taylor gonna have a panic attack.
I'm going to say Chargers because I do think the Chargers will win this game, but it will be a good test to see where they're really at.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, because if they come out and they win this fairly convincingly, it's like, oh, they could compete this year. If it's really close, it's going to be one of those like, oh, this is going to be rough. If it's Raiders win, then I think it's kind of one of those. Oh yeah, Chargers are in for a rebuild. Like
Do
they're
you
in
remember
for
the last
a
time
long
these two teams
rebuild.
played?
Wow,
When
you
the
mean
Chargers-
2 years ago?
No,
No,
last year.
no,
when
last
the-
year.
Oh,
Last year they
right.
did
I thought.
63
Sorry, I
point
thought you were
beatdown.
talking the week
No, the playoffs.
18 game.
Oh
No,
my
yeah,
god,
the
yeah.
last-
Last year, the
No,
63-point beatdown.
Yeah, the Brandon Staley.
fired.
Yeah, sorry, because every time we talk about Raiders Chargers, that's the game that
That's
Chance
the-
brings
sure,
up.
that's
Not
fair.
I thought the same thing for a second. I'm like, oh wait a minute, yeah, the 63-point beat down the guy Brandon Staley fired.
yeah. All right, who you got?
I think my friendship with one Nancy Rodriguez would be ended if I picked against the Raiders. I think they're still, they should still sneak out some wins this year. So I'll pick.
Well, you're in for a really rough
Yeah, I
season.
know. I'm not always going to pick them just because of that fact, but I feel like this is close enough. Like the Chargers aren't that much better, but I think the Raiders.
I mean, like I would love to for the Raiders to win to see what Jacob has to deal with at home. But look, even with this receiving core, the Chargers should still squeak it out. Against this Raiders team, yeah, I'm going Chargers. For this one, let's say, you know what? Someone who's been lighting up fantasy draft boards. Raiders running back Zamir White.
Nah, I don't know if
Not
he's
on
actually a good running back. I think he's just being given the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm going to say
Of a
no
starting
because I think
I'll
that
say no.
this
Not
team
stonks.
has spent all year. I'm going to say not stonks, yeah, because the Chargers have been actually working on their run defense. So yeah.
All right.
All right. Next up, we have if you have been watching any of the sports shows this week, the Tom Brady presents
Oh my
Cowboys
God.
Browns.
Oh,
He has no relation with either of these two. Whatever.
this is like a threesome of things I hate in football.
But this is like, I don't, if you guys have been watching any sports shows or anything, the game, this game being a Cowboys Browns thing has not been the story. It's oh my God, it's Tom Brady's first time announcing a game. Oh my God.
And
it's like I don't want to watch this game. Sell me on it. Tom Brady's presenting it. Okay, great.
Shane's gonna have if he watches any of it.
And not only that, like, and you know, Tom Brady, he's not even allowed to go to any of the camps or do any of that stuff anymore, which is just even fucking funnier.
Is he not?
So because he's an owner, because he's trying to be an owner of the Raiders,
that makes sense.
He can't do any of the other stuff that's normally done by a presenter. To the point, he's not allowed to criticize refs at all while presenting.
We get neutered to Tom Brady, is what you're saying.
It's Tom Brady. He wouldn't criticize the refs anyway, so it's fine.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't even know.
The thing is, this is actually going to be a good game. This is going to be a good game. Yeah, this is going to be a good game. I'm going Browns to win this.
I think if it was in Dallas, I'd pick Dallas, but I'll go with the Browns as well. It's outside. Well, they're missing Deron Bland as well. Yeah. Browns.
Chance you do have to pick.
He doesn't want to pick. He doesn't want to pick Browns, but then he has to pick Cowboys.
I don't understand the question. I don't respond to it.
I don't understand. I plead the fifth.
This is like literally, and the worst.
No, he's gonna pick tie. Just pick a tie.
Yeah, this is the Fox.
Tie.
Yeah, but like this is the Fox game. Like this because the Cardinals play earlier, so this is the game that is on Fox. Like there's no way you're getting around not watching it if you want to watch football.
No, I could watch the other 1:00 game that's on Fox. I have Sunday ticket.
No, this is this is the 4:00 game. This isn't the 1:00.
My thing is 1:00
for the Browns, Cowboys.
It's 4:00 on the East Coast. 1:00 here.
4:00 Eastern.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So late. Sorry. I even though we're on where I do 1-4-7
I see.
for games. It's just Sorry. No, you're right.
For me, this game was like Sophie's Choice if she hated both of her kids.
Oh man, you don't really have many options at 1:00 though. Jesus.
I know. I'll do
Broncos Seahawks by default.
I'll do homework. I'll read a book.
I'll do homework.
And I would even say you can't even have it on in the background because then you're listening to Brady.
To Tom Brady, yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
I'll play golf. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta pick someone, dude.
I'll go to the doctor. I'll do literally anything else.
Delete this footage. Cleveland.
Oh, all right.
I mean, come on. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I know. All right. Who's your stonks, not stonks?
I don't care.
Now you gotta actually look at the teams.
The Amari Cooper revenge game, kind of.
Actually, yeah. Let's go, Amari Cooper.
Sure, I'll go stonks. No Deron.
I'm gonna say not stonks, not on Diggs.
Sure.
He's
still easily the best.
Also, I wanted to make Chance pick.
Fucker. I hate you. The stonks.
Who else is gonna throw to?
I hate this. I hate this game. I hate this game. I'm telling you right now. I don't care how this game ends. It's unwatchable game of the week for me.
It's unwatchable game of the week. Oh my god.
What if it's a 7? What if the Falcons do to the Steelers what the Dolphins did to the Broncos? Is that going to be your?
We are not letting.
Oh god. Why did you have to bring that in?
No, I'm okay, but I'm more meaning like if the Steelers just got murdered this week, would this still be unwatchable? It
would still be more watchable. Than
I would still rather watch that than this. But also, look, if we
that would mean the Falcons played really well.
If we give up 50+ points to the Falcons, I will fly to Pittsburgh and I'll bitch slap TA myself.
If that happens, it won't ever happen. I know that. All right.
No, not with that. Not with this defense.
No.
Commanders at Bucks.
Should be competitive.
This is a fascinating
If
one.
not-
Definitely
if
feels
not-
This is a
like it's competitive.
fascinating game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fascinating. I'm actually really excited to see Jaden Daniels
Okay,
play
sure.
and hopefully not be murdered in 2 because he's a twig.
To not get RG3, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, honestly, dude had to know the bad juju got, like, being like, hey, I'm gonna go to the Commanders. Like, I know he didn't get to pick.
Not
but
only
like,
that, I'm going to go to the Commanders where I'm getting picked second overall. We're in the
Yeah.
exact same series as RG3.
right? Like, the parallels with RG3 are just, dude,
Yeah.
no. Like, come on. On that same field, too, even though I know they're building a new stadium, but like,
Yeah.
geez, the only benefit is it's no longer that owner.
Mm.
Anyway.
On that note, I'll pick the Commanders because I think Jane Daniels will surprise people out of the gate. I'll pick Commanders.
I'm going to slightly lean towards the Bucks, but if the Commies win, I'm not going to be surprised.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Again, as the one guy on this panel who is a Baker believer, I am going to go with the Bucks.
For this game, let's say Austin Eckler.
Not
Nah,
Stonks.
he's sharing the backfield. Yeah, I'd say not Stonks. Even if he's back to
I do
back
like
to form, he's still sharing. Yeah.
dude's a nearly 30-year-old running back. Like, sorry, Derrick Henry's the only one of those who's.
And Jane Daniels is a running quarterback who's not going to throw to Eckler.
Yeah.
If he does that.
I should have said Zach. I should have said Zach Ertz. I should have said Zach
We should
Ertz.
have said Eckler.
For the
All right.
Zach Ertz stonks, obviously.
Obviously, Burma sucks.
All right. Next up, we have Sunday Night Football. Rams
Another
at
rematch.
Lions.
Another rematch.
Yeah, we mentioned the playoffs too.
Yeah, look, I think this is going to be our NFC title game too. So, like, even though I think it is going to be a potential NFC title preview, like, this is a huge game. This is an absolute huge game in terms of the context of the season. I think I'm gonna go Lions win this. I think they established themselves, but in a close game, Lions win this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think that Rams show they're not to be trifled with, but at the same time, I do think that the Lions are going to squeak it out.
Their home crowd will be fired up. We'll see if Jared Verse can replace Aaron Donald, but for the meantime, I'll pick the Lions until we see.
It's unfortunate he's going up against that O-line. Like,
Sure,
that's
yeah.
it's just, hey, you're going to be debuted against the best O-line in football.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. Although it is good, if he gets like 4 or 5 sacks, if he pressures Jared Goff, like,
Sure.
then my defensive rookie of the year take
It's looking really good. Yeah, after 1 week.
really good.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. All right. Here you go.
Stonks for this game. Let's say Sam Laporta.
Stonks.
Yeah. Stonks.
I'll go Stonks on that one.
He's good.
All right. And then
And we're at the end.
the what has the potential to be one of the funniest games in NFL history.
Oh my God! Look, if
Funniest.
if Aaron Rodgers get the tortiquillas, the exact same guy shoot back to back season.
It's the Robert
should
Saleh
be
revenge game.
the funniest thing in the entire world could
Oh
happen.
my God.
In all seriousness, though, so I actually do want to talk about this game for a little bit because
Mhm.
the one thing that cannot happen in this game, if you're a Jets fan or if you're the Jets, there is only literally one thing that can't happen. You could get blown out completely, and it wouldn't be as bad as this. Aaron Rodgers looks old. If in this game Aaron Rodgers looks old, and I mean he gets sacked a lot. He looks like Peyton
He doesn't make
Manning
all the
did.
throws that
He
can
doesn't make the
yeah.
throws. He's underthrowing. Like he's dinking and dunking. He's can't move in the pocket. If he looks old, that is the worst thing that could happen because you're suddenly like, oh, we're stuffed. That's it. Season's over. Like we're dead. We're not going to be a good team because the entire team has been built around Aaron Rodgers will be Aaron Rodgers.
True.
But if he looks old, Instead of like, if the 49ers just run all over this defense, you can recover from that. Like, I think this team can recover from that. If the 49ers just look like one of the best teams in football, the Jets are going to recover from that because they're meant to lose this game. They cannot have Aaron Rodgers look old. That's the only thing that cannot happen. Or Aaron Rodgers does his Achilles and
we're right back to where we were last year.
Here's the thing. If Aaron Rodgers gets injured, it has to happen within 6 snaps. That's my thing. It has to happen that because
then you have an excuse again.
No. The comedy gold of
well, yes.
Within 10 snaps. He played less than 10 snaps for the Jets.
And he's never played again for the Jets.
Like it just over 2 years.
That's career ending. That's career ending.
Like it would be. He would play less than 10 snaps in 2 years and he would never play again. And that it would just
if that happens
gold.
now
if that happens, that's the most Jets thing.
When does SNL come back? Because I don't think it's this week. I need SNL to come back sooner if that happens.
Yeah.
Like it would be genuinely hilarious. And also I would feel so bad for Mike. I'm like, Mike, I am so
Chance,
sorry.
if that happens, you can invite him on just to laugh.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, there's 2 games there. If that happens, he's invited on for that one. The other one he is 100% coming back for, and he's already agreed is
I didn't agree with it.
Too bad. Is when the Chiefs play the Steelers.
No.
And the Chiefs and the Chiefs run the Taylor Swift drawn up play on the Steelers.
Bullshit. No.
I've never heard of this.
When that happens, we already agreed in the chat. Bethany and Mike are coming on the show.
Fuck that shit. No. My channel.
Is this a real thing?
No.
Is this a real thing, or is this just a?
No, actually, is a real thing. That is a real thing.
There's Taylor Swift has drawn up a play, and
probably because Travis
Chance put a thing in our group chat the other day saying like whatever team is used against, just delete your franchise, and we looked, when do they play the Steelers? And it's Christmas, and it's around
Christmas. Yeah, it is.
which again is when the Chiefs did the ring around the rosy on the Raiders.
That was,
that's right.
When they do this shit. And just Chance, there is a chance.
Yeah. I don't care if they run that play. They're still not coming on the show.
It's gonna be the next coach of the Steelers. Taylor Swift. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Anyway, speaking of, let's go real quick. I've got the 49ers winning this game. Even though I don't like the vibes, I think they're going to be I don't think they're going to be a particularly great team this year. I don't like the Jets even more. So yeah, I got the Niners winning this.
Also, Williams commented in the chat. Taylor's playing while shaking off the defense. Very funny. Very good.
Are you going to pick against the Niners every week?
Oh yes, 100%. I will never pick the Niners. Like I pick the Steelers for every game. Niners the opposite. I will never pick the Niners
solely because of
dickhead Brandon Ayuk.
That one receiver, yeah.
I need to see when this game. What game is this gonna fuck you the most?
I don't care.
They play the Patriots.
I'll pick the Patriots.
You'll pick the Patriots. Wow.
They play the Cowboys.
I'll pick the.
I'll pick the. Do they play the Browns? Please tell me the Browns.
You know what? I grew up in Texas. I'll pick the Cowboys.
No, they don't. They don't play the Browns. They're the 2 hardest ones you'll have to pick.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'll pick the pick.
This should be fun. This whole year should be fun.
Khan?
Yeah, I'll go the Niners. They should be. I mean, the talent on that team, while they're still healthy.
Jets. Let's go.
And I'm guessing, and I'm just assuming this is an instant non-stonks.
Yes, all 49ers.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was just Ayuk would be not stocks. Everyone else is fine.
No, you know, Ayuk is,
the whole night.
So bad. Ayuk is so bad. The entire organization is not stonks.
All right. Then really quick, each week I'm going to give you my 5 best bets. So Packers 2.5, Panthers at +4, Bears -4, Steelers 3.5. Steelers always cover week 1, except last year when they really screwed me over in that 49ers game, like really badly. So, and then I didn't trust Steelers for the rest of the year. And then Patriots 7.5. I like the Patriots at 7.5. I'm taking that.
Feeling.
So yeah, these are the 5 best bets, and we'll see each week how well I go and how much money you guys can make off me this week.
All
right.
That's going to do it for the show this week. We are so excited for football to be back once again, and we can all write to our friends and loved ones to leave us the fuck alone for the next segment.
There go our Sundays for the rest.
There go our Sundays, Tuesdays, Saturdays. In my case, go Cats.
Except the weekend when Jacob gets married. But yeah.
When Jacob gets
Something
married,
might be more important that week.
when Jacob gets married, and I go up and smack the shit out of him.
Actually, the positive is that's the weekend the 49ers play the Cowboys. So you don't.
You dodged a bullet there.
Colin, where will find you?
I'm at the King Khan on Twitter. I'm also on Letterboxd. If you like really stupid reviews about movies, I've been watching a lot of David Lynch because of Blank Check recently, so that's been fun. And yeah, you can now find me on this show for the rest of the season.
Jacob, we apologize to you that you're on this show.
If it's anything as entertaining as this week, I'll be fine.
There. You guys can find me pretty much everywhere at Jacob London, and criticizing the hell out of Chance and the Steelers and just pointing and laughing every single week because I'm a masochist who's really not looking forward to, who's really, really not looking forward to getting punched in week 10. So that's going to be fun. Chance, meanwhile, is counting down the days.
Yeah, you can find me slapping the fuck out of Jacob October 27th.
You're allowed to do it. You just gotta wait. You're allowed to until later in the night. That's when Taylor's allowed you to do it.
Well, you know what? I refuse to be held down by the white man, so I will smack you when I want to smack you.
No, you have to do it after photos are taken. That's when you're allowed to do it. If you do it beforehand, she will.
Why do you have a black eye in this photo?
What happened? That's the last. That's the first and last time I had black friends.
Tell me that happened. Before we get canceled.
You can Twitter Instagram _91. Check out Detroit by Chance. We will be back this week with our review of Fight Club commemorating the 25th anniversary of the film. Find me and Jacob tomorrow on What the Show for our fantasy drafts. It's going to be a lot of fun. That show always is.
I'm going to steal Steelers defense for the 3rd time.
I swear to God, Jacob, I swear to God, you steal my defense again, I will leave the stream and drive to your house.
Get ready to overestimate what they should be taking.
Twice already, and it's been great. Because I've always known it's coming. I've known that it's like he's sitting there going, "It's my next pick. I'm going to get this Steelers defense," and then I just grab it.
You always snipe it right before I take him. But yeah, that's going to do it for us here. Thank you for watching. And also next week, clips will be back. That's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, look, as long as there are stupid plays in the NFL, and let's face it, there always are, I will have clips to make. So we will be back next week. We will see you next time.